Mic check, 1 2 1 2. If I can be heard, y'all spin a vortex up in the chat. All praises to the great spirit, the creator, the God maker, the maker of sun, moon, and stars. Little brother Malaki Macabee. Book of Judgment Part 3. Gotta hit that share button, thumbs up. All that like and good stuff, get them algorithms popping, and this story is through. The gang still cooking. Let's rock.
All right, question for Is. Would you kill your child, your son, if your God told you to?
You said if the Most High told me to?
Yeah.
Or yeah, man, the Most High said do it, then that's what it is. Yeah, man, the Most High said do it, then that's what it is. Yeah, man, the Most High said do it, then that's what it is.
22-year-old woman told hotel workers in Holmes County that she had been directed by God, to go on a shooting spree about the solar eclipse, and that not long after she left the hotel in a purple Dodge Challenger driving to the interstate, traveling west, shooting into two cars. One of the drivers was shot in the neck, the other grazed in his arm.
If your God came to you right now, tonight, in pomp and glory, shining, and he commanded the death of your child, would you sacrifice your child?
If the Most High is going to do it, of course. If the Most High is going to do it, of course. If the Most High is going to do it, of course.
Do you hear this mealy-mouthed Negro? Boy, you was a goofy. Man, right off the back, he say, if the Most High told me to do it, of course. The Most High told me to do it, of course. Look, I don't know what y'all was thinking, or, y'all trying to compare the gang to these misfits. Look, there ain't no comparison. Anytime you would twist your mouth and boldly proclaim that you were flatline any child, let alone your child. Yeah. Your elevator don't go all the way to the top. Yeah. You a few, you a few rocks short of a collection. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You a few sandwiches short of what they call a picnic. The Most High told me to do it, of course. And these supposed to be reputable. These supposed to be men that's supposed to be like, when you bring up the Israelite movement, these supposed to be some of the people you speak of or speak about. And he's saying, of course. Of course. There ain't no comparison. Ain't none. We the ones telling you weapons down. You better not even think about killing no child or anything that's alive because you got inspired to. Or, too much atmospheric pressure skipped across your earlobes. Now all of a sudden you just a super bro. You inspired. Anything that look off according to the Torah, you executing the judgment. Man, if you don't go sit down somewhere, but listen. Remember, we always talk about understand the character of the Creator. This is why it's very, very important. Because any one of these misfits will tell you that they got inspired by God before they got on demon time. Huh? See, again, it don't matter what a thing look like, what name it answers to, or if it's doing some type of miracles. That's irrelevant. All we listen to folks the message. What the hell you mean go kill my child? What the hell you mean go kill all these infant sucklings still on their mama's breasts? Hell to the no, I'm not doing that. See, we say the things you scared to whisper. You see, because when the spirit world press you, you supposed to press the line right back. Who is you? What you want? Huh? Oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. Bye. That's how you got to be. Let's go.
Peter Lucas Moses refers to himself as a radical religious person who is with the Black Hebrews. And he just pleaded guilty to killing a four-year-old and a woman that he was living with. He killed the 4-year-old because he thought he was gay.
There it is right there. It's like, this little joker 4. Barely been on the earth 48 months. This little joker is 4. And what kind of husband or man or father is you, boy? You supposed to be guiding these short leggers and directing them, showing them what a man is. And yeah, little joker, stand tall. Stop all that crying. You know what I mean? She's gonna do some push-ups. Like, you supposed to be active like a man. Like, what is you doing? Just licking your fingers and flipping through Bible, and you call yourself executing the judgment. Nah, you supposed to train children up, boy. And he's 4. He don't know nothing about none of that. He don't know nothing about what the world is on. You dig? That's why it's very vital and important for parents, fathers, mothers to be in their children's lives. Period. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes down to the men and young men. Man, look, that men need to be around now. Because young men study their fathers. They study them. How they walk, how they talk, how loud they fought, how confident they are. And then they mimic everything off their fathers. You see what I'm saying? So if this little boy is 4, and he's displaying some type of characteristics that now it's time to clean him up and show him the way. Nah, little joker, you don't hang your wrists. Nah, little joker, you don't put on your mama's makeup and lipstick and play dress in her heels. Hell no, take that shit off. That's needed. You feel me? So instead of you fixing this little joker or showing him like, nah, that's not this is what we do over here. We stand up and go to the bathroom around her. You know what I mean? Instead of you doing that, you execute the judgment on the little joker. Yeah, you got to answer for that, boy. And y'all, this is in real time. This happened like 10 years ago. 10, maybe 15 at the most. Yeah, a Millie Mouth Negro named Peter Lucas Moses. Let's go.
Action. Moses believed 4-year-old Higginbotham was homosexual. Klein says Moses took Higginbotham to the garage, played the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, and shot him. Played the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and shot him. Played the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and shot him.
If God came to you and told you to sacrifice your kid, would you sacrifice your kid?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
God is called the terrible, demon-like power. God is called the terrible, demon-like power. God is called the...
Now, I'm saying, so none of this is slander. We got them on camera saying she's skinning teeth. She's smiling, actually. She's blushing like somebody trying to holler at her. And she say, God is a demon-like power. Shout out to the homie DMG 31 Flow Stand up. What's the word, DMG? You already know. But why is she smiling? Why is this woman skinning teeth happy? Her God is a demon. And you got Look Hall over here. Let's go back a little bit so y'all can understand who these people are. Nick Rowe called himself Israel Doctrine. Down here in the lower corner, left-hand corner. Openly, admittedly, to going to a P. Diddy party and getting his rectum licked. Or his ass cheek licked. This Nick Rowe. When Daryl, shout out to my brother Daryl Cosby, man, the equalizer. When Daryl asked his cat, he said, will you sacrifice your kids, kill your kids if you got this? Look, he didn't say hell. No, he didn't say thou shalt not kill. This mealy-mouthed misfortunate got the nerve to say hell yeah. And y'all think these cats can even compete with us? Hold a candle to us. Let me let y'all know something. Nam body, N-A-M, Nam body, boldly proclaiming that they would kill children, family, wives, innocent people they don't even know just because they felt like they was inspired. Will never be able to hold a candle to us. And nothing in life. Nothing in life. You already compromised. You talking some hell yeah. Listen to this, boy.
Came to you and told you to sacrifice your kid, would you sacrifice your kid?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You real? And you wonder why you ain't got none, boy. You ain't got no children. He'll kill some children. These supposed to be your gatekeepers. This man's name is called Israel Doctrine. You've been around a while. You know what I mean? Been around a nice little minute, actually. And he over here saying, hell yeah. This your man's in them? This who y'all talking about? Got some smoke for the guy? Who? This? Him right here? Lil Carl. Because his name called Albert. I named him Lil Carl. Lil Carl, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere, and And you better not ever find yourself skipping across damn threshold that we having some type of gathering at it. And none of y'all talking about y'all killing some babies. Y'all listen to me. Listen to me. You gonna find out what it means to what we mean when we say the laying on of hands. I better not ever be in no close quarters with none of y'all professed baby killers. Y'all gonna find out what it means when they say in the spirit world, the laying on of hands. Think it's a game, boy. We ain't playing about our children or our women at all.
God is called a terrible, like demon-like power. God is called a terrible.
Look how she dip her chin and bring her head back up like she's being mapped or something. She's blushing. She's skinning teeth.
Like demon-like power. God.
She's smiling.
Is called
like somebody just mapped and she feeling all she's blushing. Look at her. We call that skin and teeth. That's what she's doing right there. But what is she skin and teeth about? Because somebody complimented her, called her pretty. Oh, your teeth straight woman. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nah, she ain't blushing because of that. She's blushing. Why? Why? Because she understands that her God is a demon. According to her, y'all, this is not slander. This is right off their own lips. Look.
Terrible, like demon-like power.
He just called the biblical God, who we all identify or people identify as the Most High. She just said he's a demon, a terrible, like demon-like power. Power means God, according to them. So a terrible, like demon-like God is what she's saying. And she's skinning teeth about it. Huh? So y'all, it should be no wonder why we look, the guy, we tripping. We tripping. No, we God tripping. No, we ain't giving no passes out. No. You look, you got to answer for that one. You got to holler about that. I know. Watch this.
So Nepal means empty, you could say, or like.
And so now she about to explain. She already explained that her God is terrible and demon-like. Now she about to explain how her name means the equivalent to her God name. So no, we don't roll. We roll with the creator, the maker of God. They talking about a God here. But notice the God is demonic. According to her. Now watch what she say her name is. Oh my God. Y'all be still clapping for this woman like she something deep. And man, this woman is remedial. Look at this.
Open. Shita means.
Look at her smiling. She's skinning teeth about this. Huh? Take a screenshot. You want to know what a demon look like, boy? You want to know what demon possession? Obsession with a legion, or what they call a band of devils, a band of drooges. Look right there. All right, she act like she's smiling like she just hit the Powerball. She's smiling like she just heard the best news of her life. This thing is real, man. This ain't nothing to play with. This ain't nothing to play with. You know, look, eventually you're going to find out how serious the spirit world is. It's more of a reality than the tangible world you looking at and breathing in. You dig? These suckers all around us. Wait.
Demon or demon-like or terrible. Shita means demon or demon-like or terrible. Shita means
smiling. And she just said her God is a terrible demon-like power God. And she turned around and say what her name is. And it's the same definition.
Demon. or demon-like or terrible.
According to the criminal complaint, Polite told investigators God told him to shoot Pastor Germany. God told him to shoot Pastor Germany.
God told him to shoot Pastor Germany.
And he wanted to go to jail to clear his mind.
Would you kill your child or your grandchild if your God told you to?
Oh, man.
So that's a yes?
Yeah, well, it's a yes. It's a yes.
It's a yes.
But I think that it would be a test. I don't think the Lord would actually tell you to do it. I think it would just be a test because we can see.
You'd be willing to go through with it?
I'll go through any trial the Lord puts me through.
Leader Yahweh Ben, the self-proclaimed Son of God, one day in 1981, her North Dade home became a house of death. Banks and her husband, Carlton Carey, had just returned from talking with police about another Yahweh member who had been decapitated. Today, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is charged in her attempted murder and the death of her husband. October 1986, Yahweh's take over an Opalaka apartment building. Two residents who were ordered to leave publicly complained. That night, both were shot to death.
Wow! Judah, do you hear me? If the Most High Yahweh tells you to kill your family, would you do it? Yes or no?
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes.
Oh, Judah, no.
Damn.
Judah didn't mean that, y'all.
If the Most High say, put your family down, would you do it for the Most High?
By faith, yes. By faith, yes.
By faith, yes.
But he's going to tell me not to do it, just like he did Abraham. We have a story like that already. Next.
The moral law is that if a child was to be rebellious, towards their parents, they was to be taken out and be stoned to death because of that. You see what I'm saying?
Would you do that? Would you do that if your God came back to you today in glory and said, I want you to stone your son if he get rebellious? Would you? Would you do it?
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I would.
Wow.
The Most High was to come to you and ask you to off your loved ones. Would you do it, brother?
Man, if y'all look at the arrogant, the look on this Negro's face, he adjusted his kufi, bumped his thumb across his nose. Like, I dare you to ask me this question. This your brother Moses. I did, brother Moses. It's Moses 7, the Negro who fancies himself as Moses 777. Now listen to his response. Look how light he is, and listen to his response. Oh man, it's all over but the shouting.
If I had made the mistake, if I didn't have ancestors inside of me and I made the mistake to make babies with outside nations.
He got the nerve to twist his lips and say making babies with outside nations. Boy, you ain't 3 or 2 generations removed from somebody that's a different ethnicity than you, boy. What is you talking about? You ain't 2 generations removed from some type of white folk up in your bloodline, and you got the nerve to get on her and twist your lips like you just the purest, bloodest, blackest, specimen ever graced this planet. Boy, use light. You ain't too far removed from some white man somewhere. Man, the nerve, y'all. I'm just saying, the arrogance that come with it, all of it. It'd be like, boy, if you don't stop it, you ain't even built none of y'all is even built like this. Y'all not about to go lay nothing down. You're not, Just on personal character and who you supposed to be, you're not about to go lay nothing down. You dig? You just saying that because you read in the Bible that, hey, that's something that God tested Abraham with. If God tested Abraham, that's around test me too. So I can't say yay or nay. Compromise. What you mean you can't say yay or nay? You got a command not to kill. That's good enough right there. I'm cool on that. I ain't supposed to be killing. Bye. See, y'all don't know. You don't know how to talk to the spirit world. You just get inspired and get bow-legged in the shoulders. Some malevolent force can come put a battery in your back and you on demon time. You don't check nothing. Whoever come knocking at your door, you let in. You ain't like, who is that? Who? Man, get the hell off my porch. You don't even do that. You ain't trying no spirits. You ain't testing them. You ain't doing none of that. You just, everything goes. Everything goes. I'm telling y'all, look, the game, we're changing the paradigm in the conscious community. We're changing the paradigm in the minds of the masses. Even if you call yourself not liking this, all y'all saying creator now. All y'all start to try to put a distinction between who you talking about, whether it's an angel or a Lord or a God. Y'all trying to put a distinction now. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. The gang done swung through and I'm talking about changed up everybody's thoughts to where whenever somebody talk to us, they God, excuse me, I mean creator. I mean God, I mean the great spirit. Boy, deity got your tongue, boy. You even switching your jargon up. Now you want to change your God in the way you pray, huh? Yeah, you're welcome. It's all good. All praise.
And then I heard the download from my ancestors.
That Negro said if he got a download from his ancestors, he started moving his hand over in a circle of motion over his head. Man, come on.
You need to put them away. Yes, I will put them away. Yes, I will put them away.
Yes, I will put them away.
Okay, Judah Nazareth. If the Most High come to you and say, I think
he admitted like 3 times in this clip that we got that he would on 3 different occasions. This is the same God. This is the same God that say his God gave him gay thoughts. Gay thoughts, suicidal thoughts, murderous thoughts. Why would we want to serve or roll with a God? Your God. Your God putting gay thoughts in your head and got you thinking about men in assless chaps. Why would we even consider serving your God? Utter confusion.
I want you to put down your family. I have a better movement for you that I need you to do. Would you do it?
They're out of here. They're out of here. They're out of
That nigga been over in Japan drinking too much sake. He been in Japan drinking too much sake. Some they're out of here and absolutely yes. Absolutely. Man, y'all don't get away from me with all that. You dig? And y'all better not ever find yourselves in no close quarters with us around our women and children, boy. Y'all gonna find out what it means, the laying on of hands. Straight up. To me, look, we ain't playing with you. We ain't playing with you. We not about to mighty cuddle, tiptoe through no tulips. Brother. Okay, can we get on one accord? Hell no, we can't. Hell no, we can't get on no one accord. Well, I must have said something wrong. Negroes is offended.
Creator Gang is undefeated. I keep it real, pack to steal it, whoever want it. Clap, Judah be running laps when he get confronted. Got Devil Cosmon and knock you off of 500. They hit the club, roll up a Judah dub, forever blunted. Contemplating on who we gonna take out next. Got Cosmon, Cal, Malaki Macabee the best. The 4 horsemen who understand the business. Contract killers won't hesitate to kill a witness. 21 bodies executed on my hit list. JJ trying to watch me, trying to take pictures. Y'all out working with woods and paint, a bunch of snitches. Peer pressure separate the real from the bitches. Niggas be gang gang until you start to bang bang. Let a nigga brains hang on everybody like dang. You thought it couldn't happen. Yahweh wouldn't smoke 9/11 Manhattan. Bullets in his breastplate, both lungs collapsing. Hands reaching in the air for the air he grasped it. The flyer was made, Sila Shalom first captain. But the captain ran away just like if nothing happened. I'm a certified killer. Peel a nigga, cut him open and feed him his own liver. Graphic is how I paint the picture. Shoot shots like a pitcher. Split JJ like a swish. Cut the head off for the lion's den and watch the rest of the body quiver. Core shots I deliver when it's crunch time on the trigger. Got you paired with eagles, fly like seagulls when it's time. I scoot out, shoot out. Air out Yara every time. Standing behind enemy lines, killing my enemies every time. Defend the faith like Muslim Sunni soldiers at a shrine. I facilitate thoughts beyond the thoughts of mankind. Create a gang is in the prime while you niggas get left behind. Creative gang is undefeated. Salute, Daryl Cosma, Cosma Cal, Malaki Macabee, and the whole Creative gang. Nigga, we outside with it. All that huffing and puffing don't mean nothing. You step in the dojo.
Salute. Rock with the gang, boy. Y'all already know what time it is. Right here. We getting everybody, we call themselves debating them, we dissed all them. No response. All right, right here. Dang. Even your boy FBG Butter tell you, boy. What he tell you?
Create a gang is crazy. Boy, y'all better pay attention.
Boy, that's a GD, a gangster disciple out of Chicago. Look at FBG Butter. FBG Butter. What he tell you, man? Y'all, these niggas is nuts. Y'all better pay attention. Man, even the gangbangers know what's up, man. You know, and to be honest with you, they already know. He on Cam Capone News. She like, man, create a gang. That boys is crazy. You better pay attention. Better pay attention. I don't know what you doing if you ain't.
Create a gang is crazy. Boy, y'all better pay attention.
That boy, he over there trying to clean his nails out. Like, man, look, man, he ain't nothing to be playing with. I think we all know this. Shout out to my bro Bronze, man. Let's get Bronze in here, the old school. Get Bronze together, the old school. What's up, old school? Yeah. Old Bronze. Boy, yeah, you hip hop for real, boy. Ain't no games, you know. Browns don't know nothing about this new age, nothing. I mean, I'm hip hop. You ain't know nothing about you, new age. Look at Brian. Hold on. That's right, Brian. Look how Brian start moving side to side. Yo, that's a 1970s nigga right there, boy. That boy born in them 70s. Shit, nigga talking about, hold on, man. Let's get it. Hold on. That's my brother, boy. I try to tell you. Shout out to Bronze, man. Bronze Media. Y'all go like, subscribe, share. It's the bro right here. It's one of our producers. Let's get it.
Creator gang coming. Turning up the light and watch some boys start running. Let me tell you something, we ain't out here doing nothing. Right. I can tell you scared, boy, niggas stop fronting.
It was all in the plan.
Comprehension, understand. Breaking boys off like Creator in the pan. Cooler than the band. Who you fooling, man? We be tearing shit up like we're taping some bands. Conscious community, yeah, we in demand. They hunger for the truth. Debate or the booth. Sourcing up with the proof. Hey, you on the tooth. Catch me in the candy painted octagon coupe. Step in my boots while I'm knocking mine loose. Yeah. You be the cobra, I be the mongoose. Plant base in my suit. Meditate on my fruit. Red Star training. Who let the gods loose?
Shout out to Bronze, yo. Salute. We got up there. Yeah, moving in unison as one person in time to the music without a word of command. I think this is Satati's. Yeah. The host proceeded, each has a shining crystal in the place allotted and void in nothing, and also perfect as if Creator had made each a special work of wonder to inspire men with reverence for the talents he had created. Man, I'm telling you, man, there's a watch be holding up the level with it, bro. Holding up. Shout out to Bronze, yo. Shout out to the entire CGG in the building, man. The entire CGG is in the building. Let me play one more and we're going to get started, y'all. Well, two more. I'm going to play this one, too. Show y'all peoples. Get your peoples, man. They over tripping. Show y'all this real quick. You know what I mean? Watch this right here. Now, these is the commissions. You know, some of y'all Hotepians, y'all fancy yourselves as Hoteps. Now, look at these cats.
As the biosphere thinks humans into existence. As the biosphere thinks humans into existence. As the biosphere.
Listen to, like, this is, he's supposed to be your top commission scholar out here. He supposed to be your top commission scholar out here. This boy says, as the biosphere, which is a level of the atmosphere, thinks humans into existence. Thinks humans into existence. Y'all look, listen to me. There's no way, form, shape, or fashion y'all even considering these men beat us in anything in life. I'm gonna go beyond the debate and all that. In life, they can't beat us in nothing. No, not saying idiotic phrases like this. This is crack pipe logic, Asar. And they're supposed to be Asar M. the prestigious. Brother has a certificate from the University of Japan. And he get on here and look, he said this in the debate we had. As the biosphere, listen to what he said. He said the biosphere, y'all, is a level of the atmosphere as it thinks humans into existence. Y'all, these cats are below the grades. I don't even want to call them fifth and below. I'm going to say you under grade 1. I'm talking like that. Kenny Gordon. No. We can't let you pass with this. You just going to speedball this past the conscious community. Nobody says nothing. Huh? Where Dr. Webby at? Webby. Why you ain't saying nothing about this? We're out the God killer. Huh? Why you ain't saying nothing about this? Where Smash Rockwell at? Why you ain't saying? Why ain't damn one of y'all called this cat to the flow behind this? The nerve of you to get out on the front line, boy. Twist your mouth open, fix your mouth and say that the biosphere thinks humans into existence. And don't no commission call you to the flow on that. You just allowed to skip through the conscious community. Don't nobody say, hold on. Run that back and slow down, boy. What the hell is you talking about? Huh? Yeah, look, I can't even take these cats serious. I can't take them serious. No more serious than I take P. Diddy serious with his 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I can't take you cats. We can't take none of y'all serious. You're lying. You just up there just talking. You ain't even referencing nothing. See, the day you skipped across the game, boy, I'm telling you, we'll make you famous. We'll make you famous. If anybody see you that watch us, that see you out and just like strolling at the grocery store, out late night studying the biosphere with your little boo-boo. If any one of us see you, they can be like, hey, Asar, that is you. Asar M. What's the word? All right, brother, hey, you know, just out here, you know, you just kidding with the missus, you know, ain't that. Hey, Asar, what the hell do you mean about the biosphere thinks humans into existence? Put the camera on this nigga. He gonna swallow hard, probably start scratching. Come on, man. You can't be serious with none of this. You can't be serious with none of this.
Thinks humans into existence. So we recognize the earth and have to take care of it. If it was just a floating mass, we could throw trash where we wanted and do what we wanted to do.
What? Oh, hold on. Let me ask y'all something. Did that make a lick of sense? Man, look, if Asar is making sense, y'all drop a 0 in the chat. If he ain't making a lick of sense, if he's not making sense, y'all drop a 12,000 in the chat. 0 if he makes sense to you. 12,000 if he's not making sense. What the boy? What did you just say? You over here winging your answers. Hold on. Nah. We're not about to let you pass. We're not about to let this pass. And then I get wind that Sonetta replays this debate where we buried these boys that night. They looked completely not unprepared. It was a shame. It was so bad. Sai released the footage and start doing it in segments, and then we got Sonetta on a hot mic that night. We got him, and he didn't know his mic was still on. We got him behind the scenes calling Jabari mad because Cosmo and Kyle questioning their ass, and they don't know how to handle Kyle. They don't even know how to handle Kyle. So Sai forgets his mic is on. He gets on the phone, calls Reggie while we question these niggas. We got him on mic. We got him on camera. Nah, man. Nah. You boys lost horribly behind this.
Trash where we wanted and do what we wanted to do.
He said if it was a floating mass.
If it was just a floating mass, we could throw trash where we wanted and do what we wanted to do.
If it was just a floating mass, we could throw trash where we wanted to do what we wanted to do. Genius, there's already pollution in this earth. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
If it was just a floating mass, we could throw trash where we wanted and do what we wanted to do.
If it was just a floating mass, we could throw trash where we wanted and do what we wanted to do.
It is in the southeastern side behind Punt that this God exists.
So now he's describing where his gods existed, y'all. Y'all know the land of Punt. It's over in Africa. We call it Punt land, Somalia or something like that, over that way. Right? He's telling you where his gods exist.
It is in the southeastern side behind Punt that this God exists.
It is in the southeastern side behind Punt that this.
So behind Punt land, y'all, is the Indian Ocean. Man, I can't take you. I can't take you, bro, serious. I can't take you, commission, serious. No, there's no respect. There's no us taking y'all serious. Your information is hot garbage. You dig? It ain't none of y'all talking about the creator. You talking about a God that exists behind Punt land. And behind Punt land is the Indian Ocean, Asar. This cat, look, when he get on Sonetta, they be seal clapping for this cat, like it's feeding time at the zoo. Ooh, 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 ooh. The gang looking like, huh? Man, you niggas is not built like nothing. Stop it.
God exists.
And Ra rises in the morning, and they're explaining the sunrise and how it comes up in the night.
Man, hey, man. I think it's about time to leave us alone. when you start saying idiotic stuff like that, like the sun comes up at night and your God exists in the Indian Ocean behind Puntland and the biosphere thinks humans into existence. And then I got you on another clip claiming that your gods are made out of plastic, boy. Plastic.
Sunrise and how it comes up in the night.
The sunrise and how it comes up in the night.
Let's talk about my teacher, award-winning scientist Hitoshi Moriyama. He said, when you take the ball and throw it into...
So I know you ain't talking all this black power stuff and you got a Japanese teacher. Come on, bro. So you didn't learn about the Big Bang nowhere in Kemet. Then what did you bring it to the debate for? We debated y'all on the science of cosmogony, creation, and time. That's what we did. That was the title of the debate. Well, you already know ain't really no cosmogonies out there but ours and the Big Bang. You bring the Big Bang out. We debunked it. Soon as my turn came up, we debunked it. I'm talking about in 30 seconds. Bah! Get it out the water. But how are you trying to speedball? How are you trying to speedball the Big Bang past the conscious community? But you didn't learn nothing about the Big Bang out of ancient Kemet and what you profess. You learned it from Hitoshi Moriyama. Hitoshi Moriyama. That's where you learn from. That's your teacher. It's not a jet black Negro. You ain't say you learned the Big Bang from Dr. Ben or John Henry Clark or, you know what I mean? You ain't said that. You learned it from a Japanese guy.
The sky, that's the beginning of the Big Bang. When you take the ball and throw it into the sky, that's the beginning of the Big Bang.
When you take the ball and throw it into the sky, that's the beginning of the Big Bang.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another...
Hey, shout out to C. Lashallah for putting this clip together, man. This is great. Boy, you keep shooting yourself in the foot, Asar. They told you when you take a ball and throw it up in the air. No experiments. Look, when we had the debate, my bros came with 2 working experiments. Shout out to Daryl Cosmon and Cosmon Kruger, Cosmon Cal. In our debate we had with them, since it's a science debate, we brought out 2 science experiments. 2 working experiments and showed you. How many of the commissions come out with? None. Look at this.
Sure, and today, guys, I will be throwing a basketball in the sky. That's it.
And you're watching the universe expand until it reaches its zenith. When it reaches its height, then the universe is expanded, and in those areas it cools off, and we can tell because the ball starts to come back down. Because the ball starts to come back down.
Because the ball starts to come back down.
Oh, God.
Hey.
Friction.
Oh, no. Oh. Here come Open Demon. Here she comes trying to talk and explain herself. And mind you, she just put herself in this debate. She joined the side of the committee. She's like, what is you doing over there? Yeah, her presentation was just horrible. Her screen wasn't working. Here she goes trying to explain something out of a waspy. Now look at Cal's face right here. Look at Cal. She tried to explain this. Look at it.
Friction is the heat is
look at Cal. Cal knows. Cal knows this woman don't know what she talking about. What?
Caused by the molecules moving, speeding up. Nothing is being brought out. Is heat being brought out? Yeah. Nothing is being brought out. Is heat being brought out? Yeah.
Oh, boy, I try to tell y'all. She say, "Is heat? Nothing is coming out. Is heat coming out? Yeah. That's why he's wrong." Oh man, I can't. These are not scholars. These are not gatekeepers. These are not elders. These are cats that are below the grades.
Now that we read Owaski, if you read Owaski, you know what I'm talking about. These cats ain't past kindergarten. I'm almost ready to push them back before kindergarten. Pre-K. Pre-kindergarten. How do you twist your mouth and say nothing is coming out? Is heat being brought out? Yeah. That's why he's wrong. No, genius. That's why he's right. Man, we may be looking at drugs and drudges, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
No.
Even look at Safe. Sa looking like, look, shut up. You embarrassing me. Jabari, look at Jabari. Look at Asar. Asar playing with his herb. Everybody on her side looking like, look, slow down before you embarrass us. Cal over there like, too late. Too late. Open Demon already told you. You know what I mean? That she don't know what she's talking about. And again, y'all, this ain't slander. This is what's coming off their mouths. She don't know what the hell she's talking about. Look, watch this.
Nothing is being brought out. Is heat being brought out? Yeah.
So let me tell you where it's located in the Book of Cosmogony.
The Book of Cosmogony. Let me show you where it's. The voice is just irritating. It's almost like Marcus, darling. Lady Eloise. Like, I am not wearing any panties. Y'all remember the movie Boomerang with Eddie Murphy back in the day? Some of y'all may be old enough to remember that. There was a woman in there named Lady Eloise. You dig? Had the most annoying voice ever. You dig? Oh, no, man. This right here is just... Then she called herself trying to pick up Owaski. It's Cosmogony and Prophecy. And she about to... Oh, my God, man. Cal decapitated her. It's all over but the shout. Look at it.
38/1.37 to 42.
She don't know even she don't got enough sense to know what a Owaski is. If the first number is the book number, y'all. 38. So you can go to the 38th book. Okay, Cosmogony and Prophecy. The next number is the chapter, and the next number are the verses. She don't even, that's what I'm saying. Like, you dealing with people who claim they've read Owaski and don't even know the basics. They're lying to you.
Is where it says the sun does not give off heat in the Book of Cosmogony.
Then why is the space between the face of the sun and the face of the earth freezing cold? Objective proof, she don't know what she's talking about. This is from NASA, Webb Telescope. By the way, Webb Telescope is not going out our galaxy, it is going towards the sun.
Conduction and convection.
Cal killed it on that one. You dig? All right, well, if the earth is receiving all its heat or its heat from the sun, why is the space between the sun and the earth at negative 400 degrees Fahrenheit? It's ice cold in space. Maybe you've been looking at something totally wrong. And even NASA tell you the James Webb Telescope, they give you the exact temperature where they at. Negative 446 degrees Fahrenheit. Below zero. Now, with the Earth, that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to get into this science over here. Because now you got to get into the vortex. You got to get into the cosmogony. You know what I mean? Then you gotta objectively prove it. Do some experiments like my brothers and them did. You see what I'm saying? He killed it and used the article to prove it. And then Jabari gets up here and agrees.
Can't happen in empty space due to the lack of matter, and heat transfer occurs slowly by the radiative process alone.
Conduction and convection can't happen in empty space.
Okay, so conduction and convection can't happen in empty space. Well, that means, Jabari, you agreeing with us. If the space between the sun and the earth is freezing cold, you dig, then where is the earth receiving its heat from? Ooh-wee.
Due to lack of
Easy money, y'all. It's easy money. You dig? It ain't hard once you just sit back and just trip off of it and say, dang, and really get into it. Everything that you've been taught about any of this, you dig? It's time to go back to the drawing board and reconsider. Last thing.
Create a gang is undefeated. Create a gang is undefeated. Know that. Know that. They not like us. Separate the real from the fake is a must. We stand on creator and no God we trust. Team Kemet got crushed into powder and dust. Woo! Kemet looking bad now. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many men down? Look at us all running, ducking, trying to skip town. Now power one it in. You Hebrew, what you Kemet now? Siding with the people that enslaved your own people now? Chop you up into pieces and throw you in the river now. Reggie right beside you, get ate by Kemet, crack it down. Look, we got them running, covering square miles. Scared to death, what's left? Only to take the crown. Get smashed down on your own stomping ground. We took over like the Hicksons on your turf doing a disco. 2-stepping, no half-stepping with the info. You wouldn't even know the book of the dead, bro, if it wasn't for the translation done by my sparrow. Your time's narrow, semi-missiles blow out your arch arrows. Arches down, so goes the pharaoh. I saw him reading the glyphs like he an expert. But where he learned that from? This about to hurt. First translation came from Samuel Birch. European Egyptology gave you it first. You couldn't translate a bird to a word without looking up them European definition verbs. Y'all niggas acting like y'all blackity black. Frontin' to the people, man, y'all niggas actually whack. Your pathetic comedic creation meant there's a trap. The blind leading the blind with no actual facts. Shabario Saze, you softer than Sade. Come to find out he followed Yahweh. That was your execution. You par Rosicrucian. Western thought you using. You are quite confusing. Don't know what you doing. How my eye got you moving. Right now you are losing. At your wake I'm viewing. R.I.P. communion. Mummy wrapped in ruin. OSB is ruling. Science has been proven. All motion moving. You live in an illusion. Who you think you fooling? Think you need some schooling? It's like Reggie out here living in a ghost town. Walking around like I see dead people around. I don't believe in spirits, but I believe them now. Stuttering Stanley, you can have a seat now.
Stuttering Stanley, stuttering Stanley, stuttering Stanley, stuttering Stanley. Shut up, you freak.
Freaky ass Kemet, they got 69 gods. Freaky ass Kemet, they got 69 gods. Freaky ass Kemet, they got 69 gods. 69 gods, 69 gods. Freaky ass Kemet, they got 69 gods. Freaky ass Kemet, they got 69 gods. Freaky ass Kemet, they got 69 gods. 69 gods, 69 gods. Create a gang is undefeated. Create a gang is undefeated. And it's gonna remain that way. And it's gonna remain that way.
We fight as a single, impenetrable unit. That is the source of our strength. We fight as a single, impenetrable unit. That is the source of our strength. We fight as a single, impenetrable unit. That is the source of our strength.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Yeah, man, I likes that that little quick little 16-second. You know what I mean, with my brothers, man. You know what I mean, we came through the conscious community like 4 years ago and just, I'm talking about light bomb the whole thing, man. And it's been, look, I've been having fun doing it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We fight as a single.
We fight as a single unit, straight up.
Penetrable unit. That is the source of our strength.
That's right. That's right. You won't outwork us. You won't outwork us, man. These some of the most dangerous brothers on the planet. When they prepared, God, bro. It be all over but the shout, man. It be all over but the shout. Hey, I was getting some of this though. Y'all already know where we at. Y'all see the title, Book of Judgment Part 3. Book of Judgment Part 3. Malaki. We in this old Osby once again, Sky Earth Spirit. Created gang still cooking. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters for the support. You know what I mean? I know things get tough at times. Frustrating. To tell the truth, man, there ain't nobody in a better position. You know, creator. Like, you understand, you know what I mean? The basics between a Lord, God, Savior, and the creator of all. And that information is priceless. It's priceless. You know what I mean? Like, we in a situation where we can't get tripped up when we skip across one of these millions of deities pump faking like it's your maker. We can't get tripped up. We know what to look for, what to say. You understand? And we know the character of our maker. Once you know that, whatever come inspiring, whatever come knocking at your door, you understand? And it don't align with the creator of all, you got every right to dismiss it. Bye, nigga, your breath stank. Get off my porch. Hell no, I'm not doing that. You got to get tough in spirit, man. You know, you real tough in the flesh. But when it come down to like, you know, different spirits and discerning it, and you know, you play ball soft. No. Once you understand that these spirits ain't nothing but people without physical bodies. They was one time living people, one time living mortals. You dig? And if it's just like you got a scandalous homeboy that's trying to get you to go do something, it's millions of scandalous spirits. Just like you'll tell old boy, like, nah, I'm not finna go do that. Man, you niggas tripping. No. You need to be doing the same thing, if not more, when them inspirations skip across your plate and you know you ain't supposed to be doing none of that. Man, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not finna go do that. No, I'm good. What we doing is going to this Book of Judgment right here. Very, very, should I say, eye-opening. You know what I mean? Very, very eye-opening, man. So notice what it say. It say the Book of Judgment being the grades and rates of mortals and angels in the light of God. As the word came to S, daughter of the great spirit. Shout out to the sisters, man. Shout out to the sisters. Yeah, shout out to Imam say what? Imam say, ain't no coincidence that the four horsemen found each other. Man, look, we didn't even know each other. You know what I mean? We didn't even know each other, man. We just, man, out of nowhere, just linked like, you know what I mean, Voltron or something. It's like, dang, bro, like, yeah, and we all on the same mission. Same mission, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't trade these brothers for the world. I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be all the way solid with you. Like these past four, let me see the four going on. It's almost 5 years now. Man, we've been out here cooking. You dig? So look, let's go down. We ended in chapter 4 on part 2. We're gonna go down to chapter 5. All right. You learned about your grades. You learned about, you know, what you need to do to get your good grades so you can, you know, start your resurrection process once you cross over all that. It's all practical. We showing shorts and all that. And bigger than anything, we showing the difference between the creator the God maker and a God or Lord or Savior or any of that. You know what I mean? It's very, very important and crucial, vital that you understand this, because an evil angel can, you know, transform and come in the name you calling on in your prayer breath. Come looking like your expectations, and you dig, do what you perceive as a slight miracle, and you gonna blow your drawers out. You're gonna be low running up out of there. Third, yes, sir. Your knees gonna be knocking, you're gonna bow, your kneecaps gonna be dusty, and you looked up and you just devoted yourself to a false God, pump faking like it's your maker. A true God gonna tell you, don't ever in your life twist your lips and pray to me or worship me. I'm your bro. What I'm doing, you gonna be doing one day. I'm big bro. So what we got any questions? What's up? Like I've been in the realm thousands of years. What's good? You see, that's a total different hit. You know what I mean? So we're gonna start right here. We're gonna start right here at the end of chapter 4, verse 21, Book of Judgment. Then we'll get to chapter 5, 6, and 7. Very, very powerful. I mean, easy money. Easy money. Y'all hit that like button, that thumbs up button, and all that good stuff so we can get some understanding around this piece, man. All right? We ain't here to get no type of spiritual nourishment and understanding. And what is we doing? What is we even doing? Let me turn this down. Bang. All right, let's cook. Let's get to it. Let's cook. All right, got that right there. Definitely have the chat pulled up. All right, now look at this. Chapter 4 and 21, Book of Judgment. Oh, I speak. Hear the words of your God, oh man, and be wise in your judgment. He who created you alive gave you of his own being. Be steadfast, meaning be faithful. Be loyal to him. Be loyal to your maker, right? And you shall not err, but eliminate yourself from the chance of error. Look at this. All you gotta do is stay down with the Creator, and you will eliminate. All you gotta do is be loyal and steadfast to the Creator, right? And you will eliminate yourself from the chance of error. Meaning giving your devotion over to something false, something that ain't even responsible for making you. Look at this. He alone is unmistakably your sure foundation, in whom you shall not be tripped up. See? What I'm saying, like, we in a great position because 99.9% of the world don't know the difference between the Creator and a God, or a Lord, or a Savior, or an angel. It's just one big old pot of gumbo. Most don't know. So you want to eliminate yourself from the chance of error and not be tripped up, man. Look, roll with your maker. Choose your maker, the Creator, the God maker. That's who you choose. You can't be tripped up once you go that way. Can't get tripped up. Your Creator is sufficient for you and your resurrection. And for this reason, in your soul, you shall abjure or deny all God's lords and saviors. Yeah. Creator, right? Look at this. Neither shall you try to exalt his name by adding to it any name in the shape and figure of man, nor by any one of woman born. So you had a Creator, and then you'll be like, but Muhammad is his prophet. Jibril or Jesus. And look. In order to eliminate any type of error, any type of you being tripped up, listen to me. Your Creator is all powerful. Everybody else you naming is a creation. Muhammad, Samich, Jesus, Buddha, all these men, all these are creations. These are not the Creator. You see? And what Owaski is bringing out is that your Creator is sufficient. It's time to get all this idolatry off the table. You understand? Because in doing that, you ain't doing that but what? Enslaving your own soul. No, we say, neither should you try to exalt his name by adding to it any name in the shape and figure of a man, nor by any one of woman born. Good night. Seek to attain to his voice. And what? All things. And to obey him for righteousness' sake. Do not be stubborn in your own conceit. Look at this. Look at this. And your singleness of purpose, you should be ministered to by the spirits of the first resurrection. But as you unite yourself in a brotherhood on earth, CGG, baby, in the name of the Creator, so shall you be ministered to or serviced to by the light of my second resurrection. Y'all ain't none of this no coincidence. Nah, ain't no coincidence. This is what it is. You feel me? That way, ain't none of us even knew each other before for like 5 years ago. We didn't even know each other. Shout out to the sisters too, part of the Creator gang. We ain't none of us really. Some of us did, you did, but for the most part, none of this was playing. It wasn't. So either you can say this is a big old coinky dink, or you can say, man, the Creator's making some moves out here, man, and we just along for the ride. We just along for the ride. But we uniting ourselves in a brotherhood on earth. We ain't acting like everybody else, or even some who may have had this. But they all divided, and arguing and bickering and seeing who's the gatekeeper. Man, look, we ain't on none of that. You see what we on. You feel me? And we press the line with it. Like, we don't make fakeism look like something square and dry. Nah, you dealing with brothers and sisters that got some sauce popping out in this deal. Saucy. Niggas got a little flavor in this spiritual world. Yeah. Yeah, we ain't out here just dry eyes. Nah. You ain't gonna get nobody attention like that. Look at this. But it has been proved. And it shall be proven again that all brotherhoods on earth founded on any other idols in heaven shall not stand. It don't matter. Brotherhood you talking about. Don't matter. If it's based off an idol that's in the heavens, it ain't based off Creator. What is an idol? An idol is anything that has form and figure that is worshipped. If you can see it and it's been worshipped, or if it has been seen and it's worshipped, guess what? It's an idol. It's an idol. It's false. And any community that's behind the deities, the idols of heaven, will fall. You know, man, if you straight way, you see what's happening with good old Charles Dial over there. Hey, guess what? It's falling to pieces. Look at this. Because there is no second resurrection to minister to them. Because where you think these idols at? Where you think these false gods at? They not a part of the Creator's, resurrection process. They ain't part of that second resurrection. There ain't no second resurrection to minister to the brotherhoods of the idols in heaven. Nah, it ain't none. They're all false gods. And all societies, constitutions, and bylaws founded by men not capable of the second resurrection shall fail. But whoever establishes in the second resurrection, which is what? What's the second resurrection, y'all? Which is the abnegation, the denial of self to serve Creator, shall not fail. So this is all about service done unto others, and that's how you get your grade up. When you hear love your neighbors, you love yourself, and get out there and do something good for somebody and all that. Look, under that type of vibration, you can't fail. You can't fail. You dig? So let's get into this. This chapter 5, judgment, book of judgment. Now it's going to the Israelites, Israel. Shout out to Israelite for life, by the way. Shout out to the nation. But you know what the problem is, right? You know what the problem is? We addressing behavior. You know what I mean? We addressing character. See, you got the Orthodox Israelites acting the way they act because the God acts that way. God is angry, vindictive, jealous, bloodthirsty, required the fat off organs and chopped off goat heads. And so when you step up and you start questioning some of that, Negroes get offended and mad. You know what I mean? They get mad about that. But just like, but look, we only speaking what you've been thinking. You've been known something is up with that. What the hell you mean drink my blood, eat my food? What the hell is that? Now look at this. Now let's get into this. This is an excellent read right here. Look what it says. Hear the words of your God, O Israel. You're hearing people today this ain't got nothing to do with the Israelites. Man, shut up. Y'all not reading this. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You just talking. You ain't read nothing. And then you got people out here championing y'all, seal clapping. Look, sit down somewhere. All right. Hear the words of your God, O Israel. Do not shut yourself up against the wisdom of your elder brother, God of heaven and earth. Notice God calls himself what? Our older brother. God don't call himself the Father. God don't call himself, you know what I mean, the Creator. God in here tells you, I'm just your brother, your elder brother. Look at this right here. It say, nor magnify the ancient days above the present, nor feign and say your God is going away to come no more forever. Behold, you have gone forth as a little man to battle against a giant. With your sling, you have smitten him with your one stone. What stone is that? The Creator. Talking to the Israelites, right? Look at this. You were surrounded. You were encompassed on all sides by a multiplicity of gods. Man, ain't nobody dealt with more false deities than you, man. You've been surrounded by these cats, man. And it ain't been nothing but a state of war for you. You know what I mean? You were encompassed on all sides by a multiplicity of gods. One by one, you have overcame them and cast them out. What you think happening right now? What you think all this is about? It's all about putting you back in alignment with your maker, putting you back in alignment. You understand? And denying the false gods and deities whose only agenda is to enslave your spirit, enslave your soul. Look at this. Verse 5, the giant of the great beast, the false gods, lies dead and cold at your feet. Y'all see what's coming? And see, we are here tripping on the deities and the false gods, but in the end, guess what? Guess where they gonna be at? Dead. No power. You dig? Whole get up and system in this earth, dead. Right at your feet. The nations of the earth cry out, there is only one great spirit, the Creator. Look at that way. Look at that. Now, so the false gods is coming down. So it's not an if, it's a matter of when. It's a matter of time. But they all coming down. All of them. You dig? And when they finally crack and fall and all their kingdoms fall and go into anarchy, guess what the nation's gonna be crying out? There is only one great spirit. The Creator. And I declare to you, O Israel, the voice of the I am is not going forth from the earth. It's not going from the earth. That's powerful. Look at this. Through the seed of the faith, this salute the real Israelites. Through the seed of the faith, as I have held up the Father's kingdom. By the voice of my beloved, founded him in all the nations of the earth. Yeah. Look at this. Your enemy exulted, saying, behold, they are a scattered people. But your God profited in your footsteps and in the words of your mouth. There is only one great spirit, Jehovah. And I have provided to you after the manner of your forefathers a place to inhabit. There you should not longer pay tribute or worship to the gods of the idolaters. Come out of the darkness of despotism. Ah, man. What are you telling Israel to do? Come out of the darkness of what? Despotism. Y'all know what that is? Just, favorites among us. Let's look it up for you, just in case y'all don't know. Definition. Let's look this up real quick. All right, now watch this. Look what despotism is. So it says, come out of the darkness of despotism and inherit the wilderness of this land, and it shall bloom like a new paradise before your hand. What is the darkness of despotism? Despotism is what? Look at this. Despotism, this is Merriam-Webster's. What despotism is. Despotism is defined as an oppressive, absolute power and authority exerted by government, ruled by depot. It refers to a form of government controlled by one person or a small group, or the depot has complete control. Often without fair elections. In political science, it is characterized by a single entity ruling with absolute power. Absolute power. And if you think about it, that's what the kingdom of heaven is supposed to be. It's supposed to be Jesus, and then it's supposed to be the Israelites ruling the earth with absolute power. But here you got Owaski telling you to come out of the darkness of despotism. This ain't about you ruling and lording over nobody, whether it's your Israelite family or whether it's any nations in the earth. Ready to say that's darkness. True God say that's darkness to be oppressive and rule with absolute power. That's what America does, right? That's what Russia does. That's what all of them do. It's despotism. Oppressive, absolute power and authority exerted by government. So creators say, come out of the darkness of that. You think you about to, what kind of kingdom you think you about to be a part of to where it's oppressive? You know what I mean? I know a lot of y'all can't wait to have you some slaves and working from sun up to sundown underground except on the Sabbath day. I heard Nick Rose say that before. This is how real this gets, man. So notice what he say. He say, come out the darkness of despotism. Let me share the tab for you so you can see it. Now we all know what despotism is. It's an oppressive government that rules with absolute power. And Israel is told to come out of that vibration. All right, if y'all understand what despotism means, y'all drop a 3,000 in the chat. You know what I mean? CGG still cooking. CGG still cooking. Yeah, despotism is a form of government that's oppressive, and then basically your dictatorship. To be honest with you, that's what the despotism sounds like. It sounds like a dictatorship. Look at this. Let's keep going. Yeah, so that's the wrong mindset to be in, right? Wrong mindset to be in. It keep you with a superiority complex. You become more and more of a bigot. You run around twisting your mouth, claiming you hate white folk, but the cat sitting next to you is a white boy. Talking about the ISUPK. Like, okay, so what's the problem? Even if you say, well, no, he's not white, he's Puerto Rican or whatever the hell you claiming. You dig? All right, well, on the inside, maybe, but what we perceive and look at when we see him is who you calling the devil. That's what I'm saying. The doctrine can't stand. It's based off of false God, so it's going to fall. You dig? And that's why the Waspi is saying, come out of the darkness of despotism. Let it go because it clouds your judgment. You're supposed to be dealing with people based off their spirit, their character, no matter what they look like. It don't even matter to me. I'm past that. Curvy, he black and he look. What if he's a black-hearted urine drinking bastard? What if he's a rapist or this nigga like to touch children? He a PDF. Oh, but he's a brother though with melanin and he got an afro. Man, we don't care nothing about none of that. So what? That mean to us? You dig? No, we gonna judge somebody and deal with somebody based off their character. You know what I mean? And when you come around people, you be reading spirits, you be knowing, nah, I can't be around that person. That's gonna be a problem. Or I ain't with number good vibes. What number good vibes when I was over that way, man? Number good people. See, you naturally read any room when you walk in, no matter what color they are. No matter how much concentrated forms of melanin they have or how nappy their hair is. You naturally read a room when you come through. Right? Look at it. But because you have accomplished the one ever present, behold, you shall no longer be an exclusive people. Exclusive meaning it's just us. Nana Bobo, it's just us. And it's not the rest of y'all nations, y'all doomed. You'll be saved. Salvation for the plantation. That's why we heard niggas say salvation for the plantation. That's what's being taught these days, man. What? Hold on. Man, look. So look at it. So being that the light of the ever-present creator is being, I'm talking about, is moving across this earth at breakneck speed. Very, very fast. Right? It's letting it be known, like, look, so get that out of your head, Israel, that it's just you that got this message or that's capable or worthy of carrying this light. No. All who choose the creator are his chosen. You know what I mean? So we don't be on all that. Like, that's only going to get you so far. You see that? Look at this. It says, but shall allow your sons and daughters to commingle with the faiths of all the races and tribes of men. Yeah. Why not? Huh? Mess around and find your knight in shining armor. He may be living in Fiji. But love the creator, though. Love the creator, sister. But he lives in Fiji. The Fiji Islands. Love the creator. Which you go, oh, nice. You know, he don't got an afro like Billy D. Williams and man, look. Look at it. And you shall forsake the ways of the world and go and live in the manner of your forefathers in colonies without kings or rulers, serving none but creator. Yeah. You already know we about to, man, look. Gang out here making moves. In a minute, we about to be all the way out the way. You dig? And still light bombing though. Still light bombing. Don't matter what nobody talking about. Dig? Don't even matter. All praises to the creator. Look at it. So, and your people shall hold all things in common. You see that? You see that even in the Bible, in the book of Acts at the end of that. All things in common. And your people shall hold all things in common, being neither rich nor poor. That's right. Master nor servant. You shall call out to the idolater, saying, come into my house and be one with me. Behold, there is only one creator. You are my brother. Huh? You want to do that, you about ready to spill your coffee. What you mean? Man, look. If you ain't out here to repair the breach, you know what I mean, to help fix your brothers and sisters or, humanity or whatever, then what you doing? You just out here for what? Views or for people to stand up and clap when you walk in the room and 30 at 30? Like, bro, we got all work. We got all labor and righteousness we got to be doing out here. You know what I mean? And some people just do it for the attention, but I mean, the real ones is behind the scenes laboring. Like, man, that's what it is. You dig? And it shall come to pass for you, O Israel, the way of your people shall be open, and they shall be delivered out of the bound kingdoms of the east. Good night. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? You in the west. You in the west. And it's talking about Israelites being delivered out of the bound kingdoms of the east. Man, they've been pump faking us the whole time. You dig? Even when it come down to migrating, when we left Egypt, they got y'all all the way over there the other way. You dig? The whole time we went west. We went deeper into the lands of Africa and all that, and was already coming over to the Americas. You know what I mean? Going back to 1553 BCE and before, we was already doing our thing, man. You dig? Like, you really ain't slowed down and really studied this thing. Yeah, and then it tripped me out because even Ron Dalton, he said it. He like, the animals and the plants they mentioned in the Torah ain't even native over there. That's down here. That's west of that's southwest of Egypt. That's down here in the Congo. I say, really? So are you admitting, Ron Dalton, that the Israelites, when they left Egypt, went west and not northeast? Are you admitting that? Huh? This would explain for the heavy influence of Israelite culture all throughout the continent of Africa. Either Israelites migrated west when they left Egypt, you dig? Or, these is just, African cats that was converted to Judaism by Jaime and them. Come on, man. Look what it said. It says, because for 2,000 years, Israel, you have not gone forth with the sword to possess any new country. We have it. You ain't went and took nothing. Look at this. And establish yourself. You are glorified before God. You are glorified before a true God. If that's the case, then Creator too. Like we ain't, as a nation of people, we ain't went and took nothing in over 2,000 years, and that's a glory. That means we ain't been spilling blood, as a nation to establish ourselves again in a nation. We ain't even did that. Look at this. Because of your long suffering, you shall find peace through the light of my kingdom. Behold, a new cycle is upon the earth. Your people shall find proof of these my words. My angels will come into the houses of your people, and they shall talk with them face to face. Do not think this book is my only revelation in this day. You see how transparent the book of Skyrim Spirit is? He said, don't even think this is the only revelation. See, so we ain't around here talking about some this and only this, and you gonna die if you don't read this. It's right there. You do not think that this book is my only revelation in this day. Within your house, O Israel, you shall prepare for the voice of your God. Good night, boy. Good night. For I will raise up many seers and prophets among your people, and they shall testify to my words, and they shall testify my words on all sides. Yeah. Shout out to the gang, man. The CGG. Look at this. Do not judge, O Israel, as to who are apostates before your God. I say to you, he who forsakes the Creator and worships mammon, worships materiality, worships money, worships all the things that you can get with having this type of status because you got a little paper or whatever. He say, I say to you, he who forsakes the Creator and worships mammon, and the ways of the world is an apostate in my sight. Good night, boy. Good night, boy. For even though they maintain the rites and ceremonies, they have forsaken the spirit and truth of my commandments. So you may be doing your little holidays or your feast days, and you know what I mean? But he's saying, y'all don't forsook the spirit and truth of my commandments. You worship mammon. You don't forsook the ever-present Creator and took a God on, or a Lord, or a Savior. Yeah, all those are apostates in my sight. Renegades. Look at this. Whereas many who have forsaken the rites and ceremonies in search of higher light are more to the way of the Creator. For though they keep the rites and ceremonies, do they not, look at this, do they not drink to drunkenness? Man, feast days for sure. For sure. The Manischewitz and the Mogan David be pouring. The Remy Martin VSOP, the 1738, the Don Julio, man, listen to me. You know what I mean? Especially when you get down to like the Passovers and all that, you're dealing with like, okay, we can't have no yeast, no leaven, so they get the burr and all that out the way. But man, bro, you pulling out all types of bottles. He say, for though they keep the rites and ceremonies, do they not drink the drunkenness? Yes. And eat the gluttony? Yes. Feasting on flesh from which they have taken life? Dang. They engage in selling wine and in dealing in stocks. Dang. Hold on. Not just stocks, like the idolater. While your forefathers were scrupulous to labor and brought forth out of the earth that with which to feed and clothe man. And they say, God prospered me, in which they falsified me and blaspheme Creator and his kingdoms. I say to you, they are prospered by Satan. Oof. That killed it. And their prosperity is the wages of bondage in heaven. Yeah, for a lot of y'all don't know, the more you increase in, wealth, and you really ain't doing nothing to better nobody with it, the more you put yourself as a slave in the next world. You're bound to your money, your status, your riches. You're bound to it. Huh? And here you over, God prosper me. It says, in which they falsify, they lie. They falsify me and blaspheme the Creator and his kingdom. God, like, I ain't had nothing to do with you over here, doing all that. This ain't what this about. He said, I say to you, they are prospered by Satan. Dang, that's cold. And their prosperity is the wages of what? Bondage in heaven. Your prosperity is the way, it's what you get paid. It's what you get paid. In this life, you get paid in bondage in heaven. Dang. And because of their wickedness, they have led my people to disbelieve in my justice and the plans of my kingdoms. For which reason? For which reason? For which reason they are more apostatized in my sight than those who are good, who say there is no God. Like, man, y'all more renegades than those who do good, but they're atheists. You more of a renegade than an atheist. Look what he's saying. Look at this. Throw open your doors, O Israel. My angels stand at the threshold. Oof. These my words which I have told to you beforehand shall be corroborated by hundreds of thousands of witnesses from my heavens. Good night. Seek for the resurrection of your soul, O Israel. Seek for the resurrection of your soul, O Israel. So Creator may be glorified in you forever and ever. Good night. Good night. If y'all get some understanding, drop a 9,000 in the chat. Easy money. Easy money. Greatest truly marvel. And again, y'all, this is your own journey. It's your own journey. You go grab some water real quick. Y'all do y'all thing. Give me a second. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bad, y'all. I had to go handle some business real quick. Did make sure everything cool. Okay, I see 9,000 in the chat. I see y'all all up in this deal. All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, we still cooking, handling business. All right, so look, let's get into this chapter 6 of this book of Judgment, man. Very, very powerful one. What we're gonna do too, because we visual. We're gonna pull up, charts on what it's basically saying. You know what I mean? We're gonna pull up charts and all that. All right, there it is. I'm gonna say what's going on. All right, bye. All right, so let's get into this right here. This is the book of Judgment, chapter 6 of resurrection. The words of God. Now, trip off this right here. System and order is the same. Whether on earth or in heaven, the same rules apply to both. Whether on earth or in heaven, the same rules apply to both. So it's the same system and order. It's not like it's a different order just because somebody come and die and do something different. The same exact, just like when you arrive here in this earthly existence, there was already a system and order in place. There were already hospitals, there was already houses, there was already food, there was already cars. You know what I mean? Depending on if so or not, you already had siblings here. There was already schools and teachers and factories, and it's the same in where we headed. It's the same exact thing. There's already a complete system and order set up. You know what I mean? And knows what it said. It say the same rules apply to both. So once you understand what it is, as above, so below, right? On earth as it is in heaven, right? Well, that means the same rules must and have to apply to both, right? Now look at this. He who serves himself one half and serves others one half shall stand grade 50. You got a 50 on your report card. Grade 50. Half the time you serve yourself, other half the time in this life you serving others. That's a 50 grade. All right, that's a grade 50. Look at this right here. This is practical. Look at this. He who serves himself 3/4 and others 1/4 shall stand grade 25. He who serves himself 1/4 and others 3/4 shall stand grade 75. He who serves himself only shall stand grade 1. He who serves others wholly shall stand grade what? 99. And whoever serves accordingly himself or others shall stand in grade even as his works manifest. Malachi, I hear all that, but what does all that really mean? Yeah, you know we got receipts, right? I know we got receipts. We got receipts. You don't know what your grade? You don't know what's up? Dang, there it is right there. That's what we just read. All right, you got the grades of mortals and angels. Your angels are up under the same measure of righteousness that we are. So you got your label on your left side and you got your grade on the right side. The highest grade is 99. These are atmospherian grades. This ain't talking about your grade as you continue to get into ethereal and get higher and higher. But dealing with the earth and her heavens, which is her atmosphere, this is how I rock. All right. Labor on the left side, serving others. That means you don't even care about yourself, about nothing. Everything you doing is to make sure everybody else is good. You ain't serving yourself, and you're not even concerned about what you got going on. You're more concerned about everybody else's salvation than your own. It's completely selfless. Not selfish, selfless, right? And that gets you the highest grade of 99. Dang. Look what the 90s. Look what the 90s at. The grades and ascension of spirit after death according to the grades and rates of that. She would have heard that, right? These are different levels of the atmosphere. Bang, 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 bang. Grade 99, highest atmospheric grade of the all pure in spirit. Now you can get kind of gauge like what you do every day. I spend the majority of my day serving everybody else. I'm gonna serve myself a little bit. I only serve myself a little bit. You see that? Grade 99. Or maybe grade 75. But look at where you dwelling at. This is the abodes of the spirits of the dead after death that haven't graduated to the emancipated heavens yet. Look where you already at. You up here. Look at that. Now you can gauge yourself. Say, oh, okay, yeah, I did pretty good today. Some days are better than others. Some days you just be like, man, look, today is the day. I got all the time today. And whoever want a problem, get it today. Every day, you know what I mean? You know, some days are better than others. Some days you just be like, I just ain't with it today. You know what I mean? Somebody come with the wrong energy, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it to them. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, at least you know practically what you need to do to get your grade together. All right. Now, you hear people all the time talking about some increasing their spiritual rate and decalcifying their pineal gland and opening up their third eye, and you know what I mean, increase their love frequency. The doctor of love can increase your love frequency. Y'all, all you got to do is get out there and do something good for somebody. You naturally gonna feel good about it, and now you know you're increasing your grade. Life is school. Life is school. You know what I mean? And everybody going back to school right now. Shout out to all my short leggers. Everybody in school, but you go to school to get your grades up, take your tests, learn your lessons, take your tests, get your grades up so you can do what? Graduate. So you can graduate. See? So you can continue to grow. Grade 1, grade 25, grade 50, grade 75, grade 99. You know, you may be somebody that really can't afford to, you know what I mean, not pay attention to yourself like that. You may have to say, okay, well, look, I'm going to look out for me 50% of the time, and the other 50% of the time I look out for everybody else. That's grade 50. It ain't a bad grade, though. Look where you at. Midway between the earth and the emancipated heavens. And then from there, you can continue to grow and resurrect. Come on up to grade 75. Come up to grade 99. You see what I'm saying? So when you heard me say the first grade in kindergarten, you dealing with spirits that ain't even left the earth yet, man. You know, you got people, when you got the others, well, it was talking about how a lot of the false gods and all that, and the angels they use against you, they not even above the 5th grade. These is grade school. These is little niggas that everybody been like spending money for, and you know, drinking liquid gold and putting crystals in your pillowcase and in your bath water, and yeah. You feel me? Like they've been really selling you these spiritual ideals, but yo, the spirits they've been the inspiration that they've been getting, the groovy gurus and them. A couple years ago, everybody was selling spirit. Everybody with a promise to decalcify your pineal gland, open up your third eye, all that. Y'all, come to find out, the inspiration comes from no higher than grade 5. You see, that's down here. You still part of the lowest heavens resting on earth. That means them spirits in your churches and your synagogues and your temples and all that. Listen to me, y'all. They ain't even in junior high school yet. Not even in middle school. These is little niggas. These are like low. These are not high-raised angels that's been, you know, peddling spirit to you in the conscious community. No, these is little guys in the 5th grade. You know, still got your sticky name badge on when you go to school. But life is school, y'all. You know, you learn your lessons, you take your tests, you pass them, get your grades up so you can continue to ascend and go to the next level. It's the same in life. Life is school. Now, there are situations to where you get held back. You don't resurrect or graduate, you flunk. You're part of the declension. So we definitely want to show y'all that so you can see that, like, what's being said. Because sometimes you can read some of this stuff and still not really understand what's being said. All right. So now we understand if you serving others 100%, you stand at a grade 99. That's the highest. If you serving yourself 100%, boy, you in the first grade. Yeah, you in the first grade. You just left kindergarten. And then in between, you serving yourself 25%, but serving another 75%, you gotta what? It's all about how you serve. Your grade is based off your service to others. Service to others, 100%, 99 grade. Service to others, 75%, 75 grade. Service to others, 50%, 50. Service to others, 25. 25 grade. And you serving yourself 100%, boy, you's in kindergarten or just left kindergarten. You see? So we bring the charts up to show you so you can look at it and say, oh, okay, that's what that means. That mean that. Okay, so now when you get out there today and when you hear the gang tell you, man, it is a marvelous day to get outside and do something good for somebody. It's a marvelous day to do something great for somebody. You know what I mean? That's what we're saying. Like, it's an excellent opportunity to get out there and raise your grade. It is. Great opportunity. You know what I mean? Wait, let's keep that on deck right there. You know what I mean? And let's get on back to what we just was talking about. Hold on. Now you know the same rules apply, whether on earth or in heaven, and this is how you get your grade. This is how you get your grade, by serving others, whether 100%, 75, 50, 25, or anywhere in between. That's how you get your grade. All right, so if you understand how you get your grades in this classroom that we call life, and where you're going to be dwelling at, approximately where you're going to be dwelling at when you make it to the spirit world, drop a 6,000 up in the chat for your brother, man. We over here cooking. You dig? To where it's not a unsure thing. And trip out this, you may not even agree with whatever is being said, but at least you're aware of it now. You're aware. All right? At least you're aware now. Let me see something. Bang. Book of Judgment 6 and 6. He who serves others wholly shall stand grade 99. And we just saying what the 99 is, right? And then it said, verse 7, whoever serves accordingly himself or others shall stand in grade even as his works manifest. To serve oneself, look at this. This is powerful, right? To serve oneself is to work for oneself. To strive for oneself. To think of oneself as to what will benefit one's own self only. That's somebody with a grade 1. Nah, you can't get nothing out of him. Nothing. Some of us know people like that. They all about self. They don't care nothing about what you got going on. You know what I mean? If you need some help, if you're down in the gutter, if you know what I mean, your kid done ran away, if your wife done left you and start dealing with the neighbor, they don't care nothing about nothing. You can't get nothing out of this cat. He only about self. Or somebody like that, even though they may be up in the church and screaming Jeebus and, you know, running the Holy Ghost laps, yo, they still are at a grade 1. You see? Look at this. To serve others is to do good to others, to help them, to teach them. What you think we doing? To give them joy and comfort. This is the service of Creator. It's just about being solid, man. You did come around and be solid. Most of y'all been like this your whole life. You just never knew why. You feel me, man? Boy, you've been getting your grade up your whole life. Don't even know it. You don't even know it. What's the service of the Creator? Let me see if y'all paying attention. If you understand what the service of the Creator is, put the answer in the chat. Let's see what everybody be doing. Let's see. I see my sister Tickler in the building. The Creator is unstoppable. What it do? Love, light, and balance to my sister. Much love. My brother Zakar Yahoo Creator only is in the building. What's the word? Been a minute. We all good. Baby mama is in the crib, or the mother of my children. Katora Candy is in the building. What's the word, Candy? Cuz what it do? I see you. Don't hurt nobody, cuz. What's the word, Candy? Let me see who else we got up in there. So my brother Prince Judah Vaughn is in the building. Imam Maharia Naturals is in the building. Elijah 7. Yeah, Candy, I seen them pictures earlier. Malak and Juju. Malak was skinning teeth, wasn't he? That boy was skinning teeth. That's what's up. Let me see. I got Prince. Nazarene the same Faith is in the building. My brother BC, Brandon Carter's in the building. Shout out to Cosmine Kruger. Yeah. We got PX, KX, HXG. All praises. That's what's up. We got Ace Bases in the building. I see y'all, man. Everybody's in the building. My brother, Yahoakim Mikael is in the building. What's the word, What's the word? I see y'all. Let me see what else I got up in this junk. I got bronze. I have bronze. Dang. We got Alana Brooks is in the building. Troublemaker. What's the word? Love, light, and balance to you. Need it. Let me see what else we got up there. One of the artists said, yeah, what's the word? It's been a minute. Okay, what else we got? Y'all in the building, man. If I ain't shout nobody out, please don't hold it to me. Don't hold it against me. Kizzy, you got my sister Kizzy is in the building. Heavenly Psychotic Music is in the building. Johnny James, salute. Y'all in the building today. My brother Marcus 9 Lives, but that's Heavenly Psychotic for sure. Soul Bender, my brother Jericho is in the building. Yaffa is in the building. Y'all in the building today. All right. I ain't mad at you. Yeah. Good service done unto others is how it's the service of the Creator. Let me see. Helping others less than y'all. Salute. Oh, man, that's right. Yeah. Y'all paying attention. All right. Now look at this. I'm gonna read that verse 9 again. To serve others is to do good to others. Dang. To help them. To teach them. And to give them joy. So it shouldn't be an angry thing like that. Like you should feel good to give somebody else joy. It feels good to have everybody laughing and you know what I mean? To give them joy and comfort. This is the service of the Creator. Now look at this. But there are some who are below the grades. Below grade 1? Hold on. Grade 1 is somebody that's completely selfish. Like he ain't tripping off nothing. You can't get nothing out of him. But there are some beneath grade 1. Are you serious? Beneath grade 1. Well, these will be your kindergarten spirits and your pre-K spirits. But there are some who are below the grades, who seek to do evil, who seek to make others unhappy, who delight in crime and pollution. These, if mortal, shall be called druks, D-R-U-K-S. And if spirits, shall be called drujas or drudges. Good night. Below the grades, though? Below the grades. Below. That deal say below the grades. That's nasty work, bro. That's nasty. You mean to tell me there are spirits wandering this earth? There are spirits wandering this earth that are below grade 1. That's crazy because you got children that go to school that are not in grade 1. They're in kindergarten or, pre-K4, PK4. You know what I mean? But just like you got mortals who are lower than grade 1, the first grade, how ironic that there are spirits that are lower than the first grade. Now you know what kind of spirits these are. Are they just delight in evil and look to bring harm to folk? And, you know what I mean? So if he on demon time in the flesh, oh, that's a druk. King Von was a druk. You understand? All these drill rappers that's pissing on each other's graves and shooting up people's mamas and all that. These are druks. These are those who are below the grades. These are druks being inspired by drudges, by drujas, demons. So when you hear people say they on demon time, they not lying to you. He telling you, boy, in spirit, I'm a little nigga. I go to school with my pull-ups on. Man, yeah, you still in your pull-ups. We still gotta hold your hand and walk you across the street. Look left, little joker. Look right. Look left again. Is the way clear? It's clear. Abba, come on, little joker. Let's walk. Y'all little niggas. That's what I'm saying. The crazy part about it is, man, people are getting rich off selling the inspiration of these low-ass spirits. They are below the grades. And even if they not below the grades, the highest they get to is like the 5th grade. You still got a sticky name badge on in the 5th grade. Come on, man. Come on, man. You got spirits that are beneath this. So now you can look out your window while you're sitting on your stoop and you see somebody what they on, oh, that boy's a drunk right there. That's an old boy. That's Lil Bully right there. He a drunk. Because he on one. He wake up to bring harm to somebody. Now there go Lil Bully over there entertaining all his drujas or his drudges. There are spirits that are below grade 1, kindergarten. Kindergarten. So y'all like, Mally, you can't talk. Well, you just be making up words. It's just what it is. But y'all know what I'm saying. It may not be a master of the King's English, but hey, it is what it is. So now that we've seen the visuals on it, look what it says. Look what it says. It says, but there are some who are below the grades. Kindergarten, who seek to do evil, who seek to make others unhappy, who delight in crime and pollution. These, if mortal, shall be called druks. I'm talking about just cats that wake up and just be on destruction time. That's a druk right there, boy. Yeah. And the spirit shall be called drudges. The grades of my heavens of the earth being atmospheria in general follow this now. Grade 1 is on the earth. We just showed you the charts on it, didn't we? The illustrations. Grade 1 is on the earth. Grade 50, midway between the earth and the emancipated heavens. Etheria. Etheria. Man, that name is hard. You understand? That's a name for a baby girl for sure. Etheria. Maybe a middle name. They had some twins named the little nigga Ether and named the girl Etheria. Woo! Boy, look at it. Grade 25 is 1/4 of the way up from the earth toward Etheria, but grade 75 is 3/4 of the way up toward Etheria, and so on. Intermediate grades and places of ascent correspond in like manner, but grade 99 is the highest. It's the highest atmospheric grade, preparatory to entrance into the company of the all pure in spirit. We all should be aiming to get there, boy. Aiming for that 99, but that means it's a total denial of self at that point. Total denial. So you ain't even tripping off yourself about nothing. See? So you can start judging now, like where you at with it. Like if you was to cross over today, based off your service done unto others. You know what I mean? And you not even, concerned about these little gods, lords, and saviors. You roll with creator. You roll with creator, and you cross over today, and your mindset is on what good works can you do for mortals and angels. See, we still charged to do good to the angels too. You can kind of gauge where you at with it. You know, if you a 50-50 brother or sister, like, man, half the time I got to look out for me, other half I got everybody else. That's cool. We got to start somewhere. Grade 50. You going to the 50s. You going to the 50s. Nigga, I'm from the 50s. Or, grade 75. Like, all right, well, you service yourself 25% of the time. You got some things you got to take care of, bills to pay. You know how it's life. Right? But you can spend 75% of your time doing good toward others. If you was to cross over today, you're going to land in the 70s. You're going to land in the 70s. And I'm from 75. And grade 99, man, if you just like, look, I got it to where I ain't even tripping off me. Everything I do is for the salvation of somebody else. Every breathing moment of my life, this is what I'm on. You did. Well, guess what? You from the 90s. If you was to cross over today, you did. Guess where you'll be at? You'll be in the high. You'll have the highest atmospheric grade, and this is the plateau your spirit will be dwelling in or on until it's time for graduation or resurrection or ascension. It did. So this is the earth, and this is the heavens of the earth, known as the atmosphere. But outer space is called ethereal. Those are the heavens outside of the earth. See? So now you can practice, you can see this stuff. Like, it's different when you try to draw it in your mind, but a simple illustration at times goes a long way. It does. It goes a very, very long way. So now you can kind of gauge yourself, say, dang, I ain't no selfish dude. You know what I mean? I spend most of my time actually helping others. I spend most of my time, pouring into everybody else. They ain't concerned about me. Well, where you will be landing when you cross over, you may be up in the 70s or the 90s. Real spill. You did, but wherever you land at, there's always opportunity to resurrect, graduate, to ascend. Dig, all you got to do is get your grades up. How do you do that, Malaki? By getting out there and doing righteous and good works to others. You dig? And in your spirit, you already know what you're supposed to be doing. You don't got to lick your fingers and flip through no book. You already be knowing, okay, old lady across the street need help getting into her house. Let me help her out. You know what I mean? Dang, you know what I mean? Little girl right here, all he needs is a little something to eat. Let me go get him something to eat. I got it. Go get him something to eat. You see? So you should be looking for every opportunity to do something good for somebody, right? It's helping you in the end. you ain't doing it, but you benefiting from this. You know what I mean? In every way, shape, form, or fashion. Get your grade up, boy. Learn your lessons and get your grade up around this piece, around this junk. All right, let's get back to it. This information be, you say, baby's kids. Oh, man. I remember that movie back, that animated movie, Baby's Kids, back in the day. Funny. All right, where we at? All right, look at this. Verse 15. Now, this is something that need to be known, too, because you got some people that saying, well, that's all I got to do. No, watch this. It get deeper. Look at this. But good works alone are not sufficient to attain to the highest grades. Hear that? Good works alone ain't enough to get them high grades, boy. For they require knowledge and capacity to unfold others. Yeah, you gotta like the charity or the good works that you're doing, really, the people that you're doing them to, they really gotta change. You feel me? In behavior and speech, and they gotta be a growth. It gotta be a constitutional growth from the core type. Yeah. So to get the higher grades, it ain't just like you doing something good for somebody. It's that plus like you're really changing the overall mindset of the individual you're doing it for, right? Like you ain't just giving him some food, you showing him how to go get his own food. The knowledge and capacity to unfold others. Look at this. To accomplish which those of the higher grade shall often return to the lower and learn to lift them up. For this is what calls the Etherians in the times of resurrection. Hold on. You want to have the knowledge and capacity to unfold others? What you need to do? To accomplish which those of the higher grades shall often return to the lower. So if you got a higher understanding of somebody, then that you're supposed to be amongst them. You see? That's what I'm saying. Like we go wherever to bring this light out. It don't matter where it's at. We don't care who it is. Talk to whoever. Those of the higher grades shall often return to the lower and learn to lift them up. Yeah, bro, you can do it. Right? For this is what caused the Etherians in the times of resurrection. The higher raised angels, you understand, come down to the lower raised earth. They dig, and guess what they do? They raise him up. They unfold others. They raise them up. See, and that's our job. Stop complaining about all the gang banging and the thugs and go raise them up. Put some light on them brothers. Put some light on that system. Accordingly, the righteous who are yet mortal begin at once lifting up their fellows. Accordingly, the righteous who are yet mortal begin at once lifting up their fellows. Which labor, which work is to the spirit, as exercise is to the mortal body, that which gives strength. So you laboring to raise somebody else up in spirit is equivalent to you going to the gym working out, which gives you strength and endurance. See, so you benefit in every way, shape, form, or fashion. Raising somebody up, putting that light on them. You see that? You see that? 19. Look what it says. Judge then yourself, O man of the earth, as to the place your spirit will rise in the time of your death. Hold on, let's pull it back up. Pull it back up. So it's telling you to judge. You determine. Just based off how you rock right now. You determine. Judge then yourself, O man of the earth, as to the place your spirit will rise in the time of your death. Boy, good night. Okay, so what you mean, Malachi, right here? Again. All right. Judge then yourself, O man of the earth, as to the place your spirit will rise after death. You do that. You know what kind of person you are. You know if you are a selfish, urine drinking bastard, well, bro, you ain't raising up no more. You ain't raising up above your nostrils. You know if you spend majority or half of your time helping yourself and half helping others. Well, bro, look, you can gauge, you can determine yourself where you're gonna be at. And so forth. You know you spend the majority, ain't even 50-50 with you, maybe a little bit, 25% you do towards yourself, but the rest of it is everybody else's. But look where you're gonna be at. See? That's what I'm saying. A Waspy is a practical guide to the spirit life because it put it right there in front of you. Now you can judge your man. Where your spirit is going to rise in the time of your death. Oh, wait. Chapter 7, Book of Judgment. Oh, I spade. What is going on? If y'all get some understanding, y'all drop a 3,000 in the chat for the arc cycle of Cosmon, man. What is really going on today? Y'all in here getting some understanding today, huh? Is that what we doing? Drop a 3,000 in the chat, man. Loving light on this shot. Loving light on this shot. Easy money. CGG still cooking. That's work. Oh, so wait. All right, that was good. Oh, you right into the cosmos, baby. Boy, that deal is fire. I like the whole vibe on that deal, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, you know what I mean? Let me click on this real quick. All right, this is what we got up here, y'all. We got From Darkness to Determination, a practical guide on conquering depression and trauma by yours truly, Brother Malaki Macabee. You are author now, brother. Yeah, I dropped this back in February. Very informative book. From Darkness to Determination, a practical guide on conquering depression and trauma is a transformative book for anyone seeking to break free from the grips of depression and regain control over their life. This guide is both empowering and practical, just like Owaspi's practical, offering a roadmap to overcoming not only depression, but also the hidden emotional and psychological barriers that often accompany it. By combining scientific insights, powerful self-reflection exercises, and actionable strategies, this book encourages readers to tap into their inner strength and determination as tools for healing. Each chapter is crafted to help readers understand and confront the darker forces that can arise from depression and trauma, such as self-doubt, fear, and emotional numbness, while also offering effective methods to build mental resilience. That's determination, self-belief, and emotional stability. So yeah, y'all check it out. You know, follow the author. I got a little author page up there. But check me out. The link is in the description box. You get it on Amazon, or you can get it directly from me. However you want to rock. You know what I mean? It's all good. It's all good. But the purchase link off Amazon is in the description box. You want to get it directly from me? All you gotta do is, you know, get with me through the Cash App or the Zelle, and I mail one right to Val. It's all good. It is. So yeah, I want to show that for sure, because the gang, we got all types of stuff going on, man. All types of stuff. I got another one I'm dropping by the end of this year, maybe top of next year too. That's gonna make a lot of people mad. Probably they gonna be like, man, dang. You know what I mean? But the name of that one is called Sacred Lies. Sacred Lies. You know what I mean? And we going into some things that done had humanity bound for a long time. So yeah. Y'all check that out when y'all get a chance. You know, by yours truly, your brethren. And we CGG is still cooking. Y'all know how we do. We also got the frankincense and myrrh, and you know that's good for all your inflammation. Some people be having elders be having arthritis, which is inflammation of the joints, basically joint pain, back pain, you know, whatever. You know, the frankincense and myrrh is excellent for treating that. I got a gang of testimonials behind it. Gang of people like one sister I know is my bro Obadiah. His girl, she ain't walked without a walker in like they told me like 3 or 4 years. Man, shit, Obi ended up getting some of that frankincense and rubbed it on her back and all that. She was like, oh my God, I'm up walking without a walker. Like, it's all good. You know what I mean? It's medicine out here. It's healing things with healing properties in them and all that. So, you know what I mean? Y'all tap in and check your brother out, man. That's all good. All that's in the description box, whether you want to deal with the book or whether you want to deal with the oils and all that. Some may not need no healing. You just want to smell. You just want to smell like that taco sauce. You know what I mean? You got all the good stuff for your ladies, for your men. You got it all in sizes from an ounce all the way up to a gallon. If you really want to get out and start your own business, you can get a gallon or you can get a 5-gallon drum from me. I got you. You know what I mean? We just got to talk numbers and we can get it cracking. Easy money. You dig? But let's get back to this. I'm glad everybody getting some understanding. That's all that matters. You dig? Bing, bing, bing. Still cooking. That's right. Who else we got? What's going on around here, man? Hold on. That's what y'all, man. All right, so let's get into this chapter 7, Book of Judgment. Oh, I speed, body blow. A man may be wise as to books, philosophy, mathematics, poetry, and great learning, and yet be what, y'all? Low in grade as the spirit. Stop it. These is everybody you claim, you know. Everybody that you claim that's successful, basically. Oh, he's a successful brother in life. So just because man deem you as successful, don't mean you got a high spiritual grade. Look at that. A man may be wise as the books, philosophy, mathematics, poetry, and great learning. That's somebody that's very, very successful in the world's eye view. I mean, bro, if you were wise according to mathematics, boy, you was a mathematician. You doing all types of stuff. You prophesying and designing spaceships. So in other words, you can be wise in this world and still have a low spiritual grade. So we got to stop that, looking at people just because society looks at them a certain way. Because society exalts you and how you thinking certain people are just, you know, man, that mean your smartest people, Donald Trump, Stephen Hawking, you know, all your entertainers and all that. Yeah, you may be wise to, you know, wise according to this world, but your grade and spirit is low. Huh? You in grade school still. Huh? And you running around this earth like you just living high on the proverbial hog. You living high on the hog. You ain't worried about doing good to nobody. You good. You straight up. Low in grade, though. Very smart. Master of the King's English. But low in grade. Look at this. See, the spirit world is totally different. You can't get that off. Everything that you try to exalt yourself with or look down on others about, or, you know, maybe the brother or sister going through some things and like, man, they might not have it like you have it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to play them cards you dealt, player. It's just what it is. No complaints, no nothing. It's just what it is, right? But see, here you go looking over your glasses or looking at this brother or sister with a jaundiced eye, like they're just mediocre, you know, lived a very mediocre life, really didn't get anywhere. But trip off this. You over here putting all this darkness on him, and you the one with the low grade. You the one with the F. Huh? Either brother may not have what you have in the material, in the flesh, but man, this brother over here, you did grade all up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But in the flesh, you look at him like he ain't worthy of nothing. You can have all that wisdom, books, philosophy, mathematics, poetry, and guess what? You could be low in grade. Boy, you in the 2nd grade, call yourself pointing at everybody in the flesh like they not successful. They didn't make it. Huh? Look at this. Look at verse 2. A man may know little of all such knowledge. May not know all your latest trigonometries and calculus and chemical equations, and may not know nothing about Homer, philosophy, and the Iliad and Odyssey and all this extra stuff you Negroes fancy yourself as being successful about. A man may know little of all such knowledge and may be poor also, but by hardship and experience, developing sympathy and good works done to others, be high in grade as to spirit. Man, I love the system in order the Creator got established, man. Yeah, y'all won't be able to get none of that off. The playing field been leveled over here. You can't get that off over here. We don't care nothing about how big your bank account is. Billy Carlson, we don't care nothing about that elevator you got in your house. I'm trying to drive people with them, oh, they're just poor. Oh, they're just poor. These people, I have an elevator in my house. I worth $13 million, but you still got your ass whooped by old boy Wes Huff and got shown that you don't even know what the hell you talking about. You one of them ones I'm talking about been selling spirit the past 20-some years. Come to find out, boy, you in kindergarten. But according to man, Billy Carlson is successful and he's rich and he, you know, man, but man, the gang will run circles around you. Ain't no way in the world you be able to share the same stage as us, and we talking about these spiritual matters. We talking about the most you gonna talk about is the Anunnaki, and those are false gods. That's as deep as you gonna go. What you gonna do? Sell some people your book, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth? That's fake. That's not no original book of no Thoth from Kemet. That's fake. Huh? So we got a living example of Negroes who fancy themselves as, you know, groovy gurus, and when he got exposed, he got to bragging about his elevator in his house and how many cars he got. Boy, when it came to the info, you got slapped up. Huh? But guess what we found out through all that? Billy Carlson is low in grade. And boy, you low. You lower than snail nuts. That's how low you are. Huh? But a brother could be poor. He ain't got no elevator in his house. Huh? Brother get food stamps. On Section 8. Don't got it like everybody else got it, right? But by hardship and experience. Been in the trenches his whole time. Developed in sympathy and good works done to others. See, him going through his hardship didn't crush his heart, though. He still remained solid. Guess what? He got a high grade spirit. I love this system, and I love it. You did, because can't nobody run around with their earthly success stories and think they can even get a whisper over this way. Now, because whatever you got and whatever resources you got, all we're gonna ask you is what you do with it. What did you do with it to help somebody else out? Look at this. So it may be also with spirits who manifest through you as great orators, that they stand even in the lowest grade in heaven. Here you go. You so just in love with the way it's that one Negro name. Oh, Mally, he don't say no cuss words. I say, so? The hell, this nigga led y'all over to Egypt and left y'all there to die a couple years ago. Had you stealing potatoes out of somebody else's field. Oh, but he speaks so well, Malachi. He's talking about the baptism and oh, he's just, well, he loves everybody. And this Negro led y'all over to Egypt while he went to Europe some damn where. Got y'all over in Egypt, and then guess what? Almost the Muslim Brotherhood, you dig, and declared fatwa in Egypt when all this happened. Man, these niggas damn near didn't make it out of Egypt. They almost didn't even make it back to America. That's when ISIS and all they kicked off. ISIS and Al Qaeda and, you know what I mean, the Muslim Brotherhood. And y'all let this Millie Mouth reject tell y'all, and this is an Israelite elder, tell y'all that that America's about to get bombed. It's time to go, and we got a place for you. Y'all can go to Egypt, but you got to pay us $10,000 first. So hold on, let me get this right. I gotta pay you $10,000 to get the hell out of America and go live in Egypt while you go on a radio tour in Europe some damn where. Why you go on a radio tour in Europe somewhere. You dig? And then we look up 10 some years later. Okay, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Dang, made me lose my wisdom color. But yeah, had y'all go over here to Egypt. You know what I mean? Lost everything, almost didn't make it back to America. What the hell is the problem now? Now, what the hell is the problem now? You dig? But he speaks so well, Malachi. He don't use no cuss words. Like, man, what the hell are these people talking about, man? Knows that even though they manifest through you as great orators, that they stand even in the lowest grade in heaven. Do not let yourself deceive yourself, oh man, as to your knowledge or your speech or professions. You have the scales in your own hands and shall sooner or later weigh yourself justly and take your place even as you have prepared yourself. Y'all see this? Judge yourself. You're going to take the matter into your own hand. You got to take the bull by the horns in your own hands and shall sooner or later weigh yourself justly and take your place even as you have prepared yourself. Take your place where? What we just showing y'all? What we just showing y'all? Take your place where? Right here? Where we at with it? You're going to take the bull by the horns yourself. And within yourself, you're going to judge like, dang, okay. Yeah, that's what it is. That's probably where I'm going to be at, like right up in there. Right? Let's get back to it. Look at this. Look at this. Neither flatter yourself that you can cheat heaven or change its ways, nor hide yourself behind doctrines or behind the promises of gods or saviors. Old things are done away with. Now you can't cheat heaven. The same system of order is in place. That's what you're going to have to deal with, no matter how you look at it. Old things are done away with, and none of these things shall help you on earth or in heaven. Whether you are a king, queen, judge, or servant, the same judgment shall stand upon all. See, you can't come over here bragging about your riches over this way or your elevator in your house, Billy Carson. It don't matter if you's a king. It don't matter if you a queen, judge, or a slave. The same judgment stands upon all. Same rules apply. See, you can't get that off over this way. You can't get that off in the spirit world bragging about your material, bragging about your resources. Either your material, your resources, and your knowledge is going to be bondage to you, or you're going to use that to make somebody else's life, you know what I mean, pleasant, to bring joy to somebody else, to raise them up, to make them a better person so they can do the same thing and not be dependent on you. Old things are done away with, and none of these things shall help you on earth or in heaven. Whether you are a king, queen, judge, or servant, the same judgment shall stand upon all. When the garment is gone, when you ain't got your physical clothes no more, your $1,000 jeans and $1,000 tennis shoes, sneakers. When the garment is gone, and the diadem, your crown, your riches and flesh also. Consider the grade of your spirit and the bondage upon you. Good night, boy. Good night. You should take that for which you have fitted yourself according to what you have done. Oh, if you get some understanding, drop a 4,000 in the chat. Y'all, give me a second. I need to make sure I got my past situated. once I get a thought for it. Give me 1 second. But man, look what it says though. Look what it say. Huh? When the garment is gone, the diadem and riches and flesh also, consider the grave of your spirit. You ain't even considered that. You ain't even that about 99, 50, about 60, 70, 80. And how you get your grades? Because life ain't nothing but a classroom. How you get your grades up, Malachi? Learn your lessons, take your tests, do good to others. That's what it is. You just got to do good to others, man. And then show people how to make it happen themselves so they're not dependent on you. Right? It really ain't no good you giving somebody something to go feed themselves, but you ain't showed them how to go get the money themselves to feed themselves. So tomorrow he coming back asking for some money. The thing is to do good unto others if they to where they're not depending on you. That's, you don't want that. You don't want that. You know what I mean? Got 4,000 in the chat. We all good. Give me 1 second, fam. CGG still cooking, baby. Ooh-wee. Yes, sir. All praises, glory, and honor to the creator, the God maker, the maker of suns, moons, and stars. Shout out to my brother Selah Shalom in the building. What's the word, huh? Man, all this your fault. Selah kicked all this off, boy, damn near 20 years ago. Boy, I know they hate now. They ain't listen to you, big dog. You look, you done pop back up with a gang. They like, oh, hold on. Y'all go over there, like, subscribe, share the Selah Shalom TV or Waspy Bible. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. All right. Go to his playlist. Get you an Waspy, or, you know what I mean, get online at waspystandardedition.com and press play and get your study on. Catch up to what the gang is on. You want to get a crash course real quick? My brother was doing documentaries 15 years ago. You did, going over all these different topics and all that. So tap in with Art, man. He been doing that a long time, man. I salute that, because I know how I feel to be by yourself or something. Lonely. Things really ain't messing with you like that. And you just know you on the right path. You did. Shout out to my brother Jabril, King G, Boxologist. What's the word, Art? How you and the fam doing? Y'all know ain't nothing but love over this way. Love and life. And then also, y'all subscribe to my bro. I don't know if bro's still up in there. But y'all go check out Cal channel, man. Cosmon Cal TV. Y'all go like, subscribe, share. You know what I mean? Check bro out. Check these brothers out. Brothers been bringing this light, this higher light out for a while. And I can't do nothing but salute. You salute what's real. It ain't an easy task to, you know what I mean, to go against the word, to stay on your square or your circle. You dig? Even though the whole entire world, majority of everybody is against you, and you stand on it, 10 toes down, boy. Stand on it. It don't matter what happened. Stand on it. And so what? You dig? And you persevere through all that, you can't do nothing but honor and respect that. And as a brother that went through something like that several times, you dig? I can empathize with it because it ain't no easy thing. It ain't no easy thing. You know what I mean? So I salute all the brothers and sisters who have weathered the storm. You feel me? I salute that. Yeah, make sure y'all go to Cosmo Cal TV. Y'all like, subscribe, sure. Yeah, see, like, that boy was bragging about an elevator he had in his house, and he lost. And look, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. It was horrible. It was horrible. Everybody that he been selling info to, he done made millions of dollars selling misinformation to everybody. Billy Carson, he done made millions of dollars, and all that's misinformation. You know what I mean? And for him to get, I know everybody was hitting him like, nigga, I want my money back. Oh, we're talking about the Emerald Tablets of Thought. Nigga, that book is fake. I'm like, man, I can't do it. Niggas was buying it. But with that Billy Carson, I'm like, man, dude, there's something about his look around the gyro regions. You know what I mean? Gyros, because when his jaws is moving, guile is coming out. So I call them gyros. Let's look around the gyro region, and you can always tell somebody's scanners by looking at their gyros and then looking at like their eyes, like up in the cheekbone, the eyes there. Yeah, there's something wrong with dude. something wrong with dude, man. He did straight up. All right, let's get back to this. We're gonna read this last chapter right here. We're gonna close it on up, fam. Y'all know how it is, man. CGG still cooking. Still cooking. All right, let's get back to it. Very practical. Very, very practical. And y'all, you dealing with the most feared book in the conscious community right now. It's Owaspy. And then we read earlier where he said, don't think that my only revelations is in this book. We ain't, so we not bound. The credit game, we're not bound to anything. It just so happened that Owaspy has the higher light right now. It does. I'm speaking with brothers who know Bible backwards and forward. If it wasn't up, if it didn't hit harder, I wouldn't say it. Y'all know me. I'd be like, oh hell no. Nah, that ain't nowhere near it. But no, that deal, it hit. You dig? And there's nothing to be afraid of. It's not like the revelation is taking you to the damn devil and have you drinking blood and killing babies and chopping off goat heads. All the stuff you already read about, right? All the stuff is already in, within the pages of the scriptures. This ain't even talking about none of that. It's saying that the Creator never ordained none of that. That ain't what this is. This is about love, life, liberty, and happiness to all without the sacrifice, the murder, the bloodshed of any, without the worship of any God, Lord, or Savior. You see? And if it ain't that, what is we out here doing? That's all I'm saying. Like, what is we doing if it ain't that? Ooh-wee. Make sure we on point real quick. We gonna end it with this last chapter 8. And then what we gonna do is bring back a part 4, get into chapter 9. This book of judgment go hard though. And it's a lot of chapters in here. This deal go hard. Like, dang, I ain't even know. You know what I mean? Look at this. Chapter 8, verse 1, the book of judgment, chapter 8. Oh, I speed. Headshot. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Hear my words, oh man, and consider the justice of your Creator. Hold on. These are my exhibits, which I place before you so that you shall not err. Huh? You go through and see these things all the time. So that way you can make a right decision, right? Look at this. Look at this. And if you are a rich man, Billy Carlson, and if you are a rich man and adorn a city by donating a park with statues and pleasure walks, hoping by that to glorify yourself and be praised by men in this, yourself buries you in the first resurrection, and the act lowers your grade instead of raising it. Oh no, Malachi, what are you saying, Mally? You can lower your grade. You can, just like you can raise your grade, you can lower it too. You can lower it too. Huh? You can lower it too. Then you a rich man, so what you do? You just, you start decorating the city and start building parks and putting up statues and pleasure walks. You can hold hands and tiptoe through the tulips with your bow. But all that was done to glorify you. And then, be praised by men. Well, yourself buries you in the first resurrection. And all that money you just spent actually lowered your grade instead of raising it. Good night, good night. I'm telling you, if you're not careful with them riches, they become a bondage to you in the next world. A bondage. Here you go, lowering your grade. Why, Malachi? For in whatever you give, you shall consider. Okay, so you're talking about getting out there and doing good works to everybody. Now you're learning that you still got to have discernment on who you're doing good for. What if they take what you give them and go use that to go murder somebody? What if what you give him, he go buy a gun and go use the gun and go put somebody down? And here you go talking about something you gave somebody $700, $500. I had to look out for bro, man. Gave him like $500. That nigga went and bought a strap and went and put somebody in the ground with the money you gave him. Is that going to raise your grade or lower it? See, so now that we know, it's righteous works done unto others and good works done unto others. Now you're learning to. I still have to use discernment, though. I still got to use discernment. I can't just be giving to everybody because somebody could take what I give them and use it for evil. Now, you done heard people before say, well, I mean, I gave it to him. Now, if he go buy whatever he buy with that, that's on him. It ain't just on him. It ain't just on him. It's on you too. It's on you too. You dig? That makes sense. Like, it ain't just the person that pulled the trigger, right? It's the one who sold it to him. It's the nigga who made the gun. Huh? Everyone responsible for, you dig, that gun going off and murdering someone. You dig? Everyone responsible from the manufacturer of it to the seller of it, down to the one who bought it and pulled the trigger. All responsible for that death. Dang, dog. That's crazy. That's crazy. You dig? Now you got to consider, like, what kind of job you got. Some brothers and sisters got jobs in the government. You dig? And you design drones. You design hellfire drones. It's your computer chips and your ingenuity that got these hellfire drones flying over what you call the Mideast. And they are leveling whole towns and cities. But over here in America, you applaud it as the big muckety muck. He's a drone pilot, or he designed the hellfire drones. Oh, keeping us safe over here. You successful in man's eye, but boy, you just melted an entire village. See, again, the reason I love this system in order is because you can't get none of that up. When man deem is successful and a stand up, voting citizen, and a stand-up citizen that pays his taxes, and what you deem as that, you dig, look, could be somebody that's standing in the lowest spiritual grade. Huh? So now it's time for to use discernment before we give something or do something good for someone. You understand? You got to use your mind's eye and understand what you're doing. For whatever you give, you shall consider first the lowest of the low, whether they have bread to eat and a place to sleep, and the sick, whether they have attendance and good provision. And if you are a rich man and contribute a house for orphans or for the helpless and aged who cannot help themselves, it raises you in grade. Look at that. Huh? So you can be a rich man that build theme parks and pleasure walks and statues. It didn't do nothing to benefit humanity. It didn't do nothing to benefit your people or mankind. You lower your grade by doing it. Huh? It's just about you receiving, hand claps. But if you're a rich man and you dealing with them babies, them orphans, the house for orphans or for the helpless and the elderly, not just the orphans, but the elderly who can't help themselves, it raises you in grade. You see? So we always got to consider who we doing good to. Always. Because you don't want your grade lowered on account of what somebody else did with what they bought you. Or what you bought them, should I say. Look at it. Look at this. Verse 6. I'm telling you what is a waspy hit. It hit. But to the extent that you do this for the applause of men, you detract from the rate of your beneficence. Look at it. You just do this because you want everybody to stand up and give you a standing ovation when you walk in the room. You want an attaboy. Attaboy. Applause, attaboys, pats on the back. You take away from your grade like that. Huh? You take away from your grade like that. Look at it. Nor does such a good work help you any more than the poor man helps his own grade by assisting one poor orphan. And so if you're doing it for the applause of men, that good work that you're doing, that good work help you in any more. It doesn't help you any more than the poor man helps his own grade by assisting one poor orphan. It don't really do nothing for you. For your resurrection, listen, for your resurrection does not depend on the quantity you give. For your resurrection does not depend on the quantity you give or how much you give, but as to whether you give according to what you have, of which matter you shall judge yourself. It ain't about the quantity. It's based off what you give and based off what you have. Because a rich man can give way more than me. Your resurrection does not depend on the quantity you give, but as to whether you give according to what you have. Of which matter you shall judge yourself. For he who gives a penny may be raised up more than by more. Read again. For he who gives a penny may be raised up more by doing so than he that gives 10 times 10,000. That's 100,000. You mean to tell me somebody can give a penny to someone and raise his spiritual grade up more than somebody who gave somebody 100 racks? Boy, leave me alone. Leave me alone. That's all I'm saying. It's like, because that's what's gauged today as if you're successful or as if you a stand-up citizen, or if that's what's gauged today. That right there. How much you have, how much you can accumulate, how much you can hoard up. A person that can give a penny and be raised up more than somebody who gave 100 racks. Wow. If y'all understand that, drop a 5,000 in the chat. Drop a 5,000 in the chat if you know that a poor man that gives a penny can be raised up more than a rich man that give 100 racks. Drop a 5,000 in the chat. Oh, wait. Oh man, what is it? All right, look at this. Look at this. So we gotta always be mindful of what we're doing and who we're doing it to. All right, look at this. Oh, this is practical. Practical. Look at this. Verse 10. A certain rich man, being converted from the desires of earth, went about casting his money freely in the streets, and in giving to all those who asked him for sums. So this cat, he go around like the what was that? What was that? What's the story with my money making Mitch? You know about Rich Porter and them coming out of Harlem and Cameron and all them. You know, remember them cats was hustling so much that they would take a knot out their pocket. You know what I mean? $5,000 and just go around the corner and just throw it all up in the air and let everybody run around and grab it, right? That's similar to this. This cat is just giving money to whoever asks him. He don't care nothing about that. He giving money to whoever asks him. He's a rich man, but he cares nothing about his riches anymore, right? So you would say, okay, well, that's good. Huh? That's good. He giving his money away. Look at this. But look, what did they do with it? And some gathered it up and fed and clothed themselves. They took the money he gave and they did something solid with it. Let me eat and let me put some clothes on. Others took it and went and got drunk and became worse than before. Huh? The measure of righteousness of that man's behavior was not in giving what he had to the poor, but in the good and evil that came of it, being weighed as to which outbalanced the other. Good night, boy. See, it's deeper than this. You giving away. What is the good and evil that came from what you gave? And does the good outweigh the bad that happened? And whether he lowered the grade of those who received this money or where he lowered a greater number than he raised, there his act of casting the money away was a judgment against him. Bag drop, boy. And he a rich man. I'm pretty sure he was sincere. It was like, man, I don't care nothing about this money. I'm just going to give it away to whoever and just fall off, fall back. That ended up being a judgment against him. And he gave all his money away. Why? Because the act of him just randomly giving all his money away to whoever without any type of discernment, you dig, was a judgment against him. Why? Because those who received his money, the majority of them went and did something that was contrary to the will of Creator, contrary to what we supposed to be doing, moving in righteousness and all that. So since they did something contrary to what was right, it lowered everybody's grade, and it was a judgment against him. That's a judgment against you, Jack. Huh? That's a judgment against you. Easy money. Easy money. Say what's up, pretty nice, man. I don't know. I beg to differ on that. Like, he looked smart because Billy Carlson is not who y'all think he is. He's not nowhere near on no type of level. He's just been selling misinformation for a long time, talking about aliens and grays and Anunnaki and all that. Wes Huff really ain't that deep either. That's just my personal. Like, nah. He just was more knowledgeable in that topic than Billy was, and he knew it. As a matter of fact, crazy part about it, they partners, they homeboys. So he knew it. You know it. Look at this. Look at this right here. Bang. Bang. They say he who gives, saying, "Hear you, beggar," does a good corporeal, physical act, but an evil spiritual act. So here you go. You got to watch that too. You over here giving stuff away, but you're demeaning people. Here you go with your broke ass. Man, take some money with your broke ass. Nigga, man, let me tell you something. Like, come on, bro. He who gives, saying, "Hear you, beggar," does a good physical act, but an evil spiritual act. He lifts up with one hand, but knocks down with the other, or injures with his tongue. Such an act detracts from the grade of that man. So don't be acting like you entitled, or don't be acting condescending when you giving something. You're supposed to be sincere when you're giving something away, man. In all sincerity. Huh? A certain rich man being converted to do good works went and built a score of soup houses to feed the poor gratuitously. And all the poor people of that town went to them and were fed. But the next year, behold, there were twice as many poor. And the rich man built another score of soup houses, and they were all fed. But the next year, there were still, what? Twice as many poor people to feed. But the rich man had exhausted his means, meaning he out of funds, and could feed none at all. Judgment is therefore rendered against that man for his supposed beneficence, even though he meant good. I want to feed the poor. But you notice that it's more and more poor every year. They're becoming more and more dependent on you. They're not bettering themselves. You see? Look at this. For while he did a little corporeal good, he did a great spiritual wrong. Hold on. For while he did a little, it was little. Him building scores of soup houses was little corporeal good. This is a rich man. Huh? Little corporeal good. He did a great, not little, a great spiritual wrong, because he lowered the grade of manhood and womanhood in those whom he fed. Why, Malachi? Because his benevolence, the good he was doing, promoted what? Dependence. Good night. Good night. See, you don't want nobody dependent on you. You either going to the old proverb, you can either feed somebody a fish or teach them how to fish. So he can feed himself. You can give somebody some money or show them how to get money. That way he's not dependent on you. You see? And in that way, whatever happens at that moment, then it ain't got nothing to do with your grade. It ain't got nothing to do with that. You see? Because you made sure that the brother or sister was not dependent on you. You made it to where they can get out there and do their thing and raise up the next brother or sister, just like you raised them up. Not say, hold on, let me run back over here to bruh real quick. You know, nah. You equipped to handle your business no matter where you land on this earth. You can handle your business, right? Look at this. Look at this. A rich man founded a place of labor for the poor who had nothing to eat, nowhere to sleep. And he said to them, the Creator has given you hands to work with. Come, be men and women. And they went and worked and earned their living. Judgment is rendered in favor of that man, for he raised the spiritual grade of the poor. This is a beneficence that extends into heaven. Bag drop, boy. Huh? So what did he do? Instead of building soup houses and, just freely giving his money away and doing whatever else, guess what he did? He founded a place. He's rich, so he found a place of labor. What he did was buy something like a school, like a job court or some type of trade school. Showed them how to work with their hands so they can provide for themselves and their families. You see that? And guess what happened? Judgment is rendered in favor of that man. Because he didn't promote dependence on him. Right? He showed them a skill. You got hands, showed you a skill, and showed you how to go on over there and labor. And with that, you'll never lose it. You see? And it says this is a beneficence that extends into heaven. Because you're putting somebody else on the road to doing what's right. You feel me? Hold on, y'all. Oh, wait. Look at this. Get back to it. All right there. So you see, rich men being converted, one donates a park and pleasure walks and, you know, all this extra stuff. One just gives his money away. Throw it everywhere. You dig? And you see each instance of the rich man doing that, it took away from his grade. It took away from his grade. But this rich man founded a place of labor, a trade school. You dig? Taught men and women how to work with their hands. And guess what it did? Guess what it did? It increased his grade. And it says that labor that he did extends into heaven. That's what we want to be at. You don't just give somebody some money, show them how to make their own. Don't just give nobody no food, show them how to make their own and grow their own. You see what I'm saying? That way they're not dependent on you. Other cat was building soup houses. But again, the amount of the hungry and poor doubled every year to where he ran out of means to even buy more soup houses. You dig? And guess what happened? It took away from his grade, even though he meant good by it. It took away from his grade. Why? Because it promoted them. It promoted dependence on him. Because they got to come back every day to get food from him. You dig? But this one founded a trade school. Judgment is rendered in favor of that man, for he raised the spiritual grade of the poor. This is a beneficence that extends into heaven. Dang, that's hard. That's hard. Look at this. Let your charity be to the sick and helpless, but be wise in directing the able-bodied to help themselves. Let your charity be to the sick and helpless. And it says it's wise for those who are strong enough and able-bodied to get out there and work with their hands. Hey, it's time for you to help yourself. Get on up. What are you doing? For all charity tends to lower the self-respect of the receiver and cast him lower in the grades in heaven. For all charity tends to lower the self-respect of the one receiving the charity and cast him lower in the grades in heaven. Certain ones depend on alms, not having either sickness or strong bodies. Nevertheless, if they were aroused, they could support themselves. When you give to them regularly, they depend on you. These become beggars in the lowest grades in heaven. Good night, boy. Look at this. Look at this. All right, that which you give them accounts against your own grade. It is better for you and for them if you arouse them from their degradation. You look, you in the declension. You falling backwards. To do this tenderly and mercifully is a great virtue. To do it cruelly is a great crime. Yeah. So again, you need to, because really when you, you over here, nigga, your nuts gonna roast forever if you keep, man, bro, people don't do nothing but resent you more. Sister, are you wearing pants? Oh, the Lord, you gonna bust the bottom of hell wide open. Nah, man, whenever you raising anybody up, do it tenderly and with mercy. Because when you get to acting like that, judge, jury, and executor, people don't do nothing but resent you more. And knows what it says. That's a great crime right there. Right? It's a delicate situation. You need to be using tenderness and mercy to raise somebody up. Do not consider so much what you can do to raise your own grade. Do you hear this? Do not consider so much what you can do to raise your own grade, but what you can do to raise the grade of those within your reach. We shouldn't even be concerned about ourselves. How can I raise that brother, that sister up, man? Yeah. What can I do to make it to where they're not even dependent on me? What can we do, or what system can we come up with to get rid of poverty, crime, diseases, homelessness? You see? Dang. Remember, all men and women are your brothers and sisters. Remember that, Israelites. All men and women are your brothers and sisters, and you shall labor to make them to make them make themselves a glory to the Creator. If you got some understanding, man, y'all drop a 12,000 in the chat. Y'all drop a 12,000 in the chat for sure. Y'all drop a 12,000 in the chat, and I want to share something with y'all before I get up out of here. Man. Yeah, I don't know why them notifications don't be coming out, y'all. This is what it is. I don't know if they got your brush shadow banned or what, but we back cooking it on all. We back bombing. Just share it out best way you can. All right, I want to share this with you. Shout out to my bro for putting in all that pain a long time ago. You feel me? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Love, light, balance. May the Creator evolve, continue to guide all y'all. Let me share this real quick with y'all, real quick. And then we ease up out of here. You know what I mean? Shout out to the homie C-Live Shalom. What's up, bro? And shout out to the homie C-Live Shalom in the building. Part 5, what is the heavenly kingdom? Question and answer series 101. Y'all, this was made 12 years ago. Bro was on this 12 years ago. Here, let me on this one. Before that, I'm just saying the video was like 12 years old, I think. Let me see. Yeah, 12 years ago. Yeah. Let me see something real quick. Hold on 1 second, y'all. How is this working? Oh, okay, I got to go back in and reshare. That's what I got to do. Hold on. Okay, bang. All right. Make sure we got the share audio on. See, it ain't on that one. You got to go that way. Yeah. Okay. No, what tripping. All right, this right here is like a 13-minute video. This is gonna take us on out of here, but listen to this though. Get some understanding. A lot of people talk about the heavenly kingdom or the kingdom of heaven, but can't tell you what a heavenly kingdom is. All right, don't worry about it. Waspy is the decoder. Decoder, man. Nothing to be angry about. All right, let's go ahead and cook real quick.
Peace. This your host, Sila Shalom. And this is the Cosmon Teachings in the words of Jehovah and his angel ambassadors from the Cosmon Bible of Waspy. And the topic of discussion today is called, what is a heavenly kingdom? First, a kingdom is a sovereign state instituting a monarchy or having a monarch as its head. So in order to have a kingdom, you have to have a king to govern the kingdom, and you have to have people within the kingdom, and then that kingdom has to have a system in order. Now, Book of Jehovah, chapter 7, verse 34, it states, verse 34, and mortals that are raised up to dominion over mortals shall be called kings and emperors. As my gods and my lords are called my sons, so shall kings and emperors be called sons of God. Through him shall they be raised up to their places and given dominion unto my glory. So here it states that rulers of earth are compared to rulers in heaven. A king ruling over a kingdom is the same as God ruling in the heavenly kingdom. Now, Book of Sententy, son of Jehovah, chapter 1, verse 30, it states, and thy kingdom shall be like two kingdoms, one here with the hosts of heaven and one on the earth. For thou art the judgment seat and creator of order over the whole earth, and in the heavens belonging to the earth. So here it describes the creator instructing God about two kingdoms, one among the angels in heaven and another among mortals on earth. And the purpose of these kingdoms is to set judgment and order over the heavens and the earth. So if you see an earthly kingdom or government, likewise above. Now, Book of Sententy, son of Jehovah, chapter 1, verse 29. Behold, this day have I, Jehovah, given thee a kingdom in atmospheria, and made thee God before all the kingdoms of heaven. This place shall be thy place, and mine also. Here shalt thou dispense wisdom,
and laws, and appoint officers in my name and by virtue of my power. So the purpose of a king on earth ruling a kingdom and the purpose of a God in heaven ruling a kingdom is to dispense wisdom, judgment, law, and order. This is the purpose of both kingdoms on earth and in heaven, as above, so below. So our very earthly government is a parallel example of the heavenly government. And the head chief of the heavenly government is God, as stated in the book of Jehovah, chapter 7, verse 10 to 15. And he who is chief shall be called God of this heaven and earth. Unto his making bestow I them. Verse 11. And God shall have a council and a throne within his heavenly city, and the place shall be called Horeb, because it is the first kingdom of God in this firmament. Verse 12. And God shall rule over his throne, for it is his, and his council shall rule with him. In my name shall they have dominion over angels and mortals belonging to the earth. So here is the setup of the kingdom of God. God being commander-in-chief and having a council of angels to help govern the kingdom, no different than the president and his administration, as above, so below. And God receives his messages from the Creator, or through higher angels in rank above him, through the Creator. Now, the same way the presidents succeed the throne every 4 years, likewise with the gods in heaven, they succeed the throne as well. As stated in the book of Jehovah, chapter 7, verse 14 and 15, it states, verse 14, and God and his Lord shall have dominion from 200 years to 1,000 years or more years, but never more than 3,000 years, according to the reign of light, or Dan, into which I bring the earth. So shall be the term of the office of my gods and my lords. Verse 15. And God and his Lord shall raise up officers to be their successors. By him and them shall they be appointed and crowned in my name. So just as we on earth have a president, and every 4 years another president is elected to rule, likewise with the gods and his lords, every 200 to 400 years, which is one time, based off the timetables of prophecy, God and his lords elect another God and another set of lords to sit on the throne for the next 400 years. And this takes place 7 times within an arc cycle of 3,000 years. And in the book of Divinity, chapter 1, verse 6 and 7, it states, wherein Jehovah provided that no man could be a king forever, but must give way to a successor, even so in his heavens, provided he also unto his gods and lords for successors at certain periods of times. Verse 7, that the way might be open for the everlasting resurrection of all men, whereby all who choose may in time become also lords and gods for the countless worlds that now are and shall yet be created. So here is showing you that we become lords and gods as we mature in the spirit world. So it's showing you from the physical terrestrial plane, we're getting the experience on how to run an earthly government. So when we cross over and inhabit the spirit world, we'll have an idea, being that we had the experience of on earth on how to run a physical government. So when we cross over and enter these realms, we can relate and correlate somewhat when we enter the heavenly government or the heavenly kingdoms. Now I'm going to break down the term, the brides and bridegrooms of God. In the scriptures in the Bible, you may hear the term, the brides and bridegrooms. Like in the story of Christ, it gives you a parallel about the brides and bridegrooms. But here's the actual essence of what that term means. The book of Jehovah, chapter 7, verse 16 through 17, it states, verse 16, at the termination of the dominion of my God and his lords, they shall gather together in these my bound heavens. All such angels as have been prepared in wisdom and strength for resurrection to my Etherian kingdoms, and these shall be called brides and bridegrooms to Jehovah, for they are mine and in my service. Verse 17, and to God and his lords with the brides and bridegrooms will I send down from Etheria ships in the time of light, or Dan, which is every 400 years. By my Etherian gods and goddesses shall the ships descend to these heavens and receive God and his lords with the brides and bridegrooms and carry them up to the exalted regions I have prepared for them. So here is the definition and the meaning of the term brides and bridegrooms, which are angels, spirits of the dead, that have passed through the first and second heaven, abiding in the third heaven, being ready to be delivered into the Etherian kingdoms outside of the earth and her heavens. So every 400 years within an arc cycle of 3,000 years, this occurs, and 7 times in a full arc cycle. So that's the meaning of brides and bridegrooms, angels who are ready to ascend into Etheria. Now, these times happen at appointed times called harvest times, as stated in the book of Jehovah, chapter 7, verse 18 and 19, verse 18. And all such as ascend shall be called a harvest unto me through my God and Lords. And the time of my harvest shall be according to each dan, or time of light, which is 200 years, 400 years, 600 years, and 500 years. And these shall be called my lesser cycles, because they are the times of the tables of prophecy which I give unto my servants. See, if you was reading this Owaspi, you'll be receiving these timetables of prophecies which he give unto his servants, which is anybody who would take the time out to receive it. Now, verse 19, but at no other times, nor in any other way shall my harvest ascend to my emancipated worlds in Etheria. 7 dans, or 7 times, which is 400 years, have I created for each and every Danai. A Danai is a time period of 3,000 years. And 6 generations of mortals have I given unto each Dan. A generation is a time period of 33 years. So you could work out mathematical equations here. So a harvest is when all the spirits of the dead that rise up out of the earth passes through all the grades, the first heaven, the second heaven, and are abiding in the third heaven as brides and bridegrooms with God and his Lord gods and lords during his reign. And at the appointed time, which is every 400 years, being one time, is when the harvest takes place. A time is considered a subcycle or a lesser cycle within an arc cycle of 3,000 years, where Jehovah gives his appointed harvest times into the emancipated heavens, Etheria. The term Dan means time of light and comes at the beginning of every 400-year period. So here I'm showing you that Jehovah is dealing with system and order when it comes to his harvest times. Things are not just running out of order. You just can't ascend to heaven whenever you want. You got to prepare and understand that when the harvest time comes, you could ascend, or if you're not ready, you'll have to wait to the next ascension time or harvest time. That's how the order is ran. And just as we on earth keep an earthly record of the accounts of events in government or in the kingdom, likewise with the heavens. As stated in the book of Jehovah, chapter 8, verse 1 and 2, Jehovah said, and God shall cause a record to be kept in heaven of his dominion and his lords, and he and they shall enjoin it upon their successors forever to keep a like record. Verse 2, and in the times of my harvest, as I explained a second ago, a copy of these records shall be taken up to my Etherian kingdoms and filed with my Orion chiefs and archangels in the roadways of the travel of the great serpent, for their deliberation as to the progress and management of their inhabitants of the earth and her heavens. So here it shows you the manner of how the records are kept by the gods. And at the appointed harvest time, being periods of 400 years, the records for each god is carried up and filed with the Etherian angels in charge of that arc cycle. And based upon the records, the Etherian angels will determine what is necessary for the progression of mortals and angels belonging to the earth and the heavens for the next harvest period of 400 years. So these 400-year subcycle leads up to the 3,000-year cycles. So again, here is showing you that everything is recorded and filed. Now, Book of Sentences, son of Jehovah, chapter 2, verse 19 and 20. Verse 19, let a record be kept within your own kingdoms, and these records shall be your own, to be carried upward with you in the next resurrection. Verse 20, and yet ye shall have a record jointly with me, separate from your own record, pertaining to your kingdom's relations with mine. So here God instructs his lords to keep a record of their reign, to be conjoined with his record. So this goes to show that there are records among the angels in the heavenly kingdom. And this should answer your questions on how Owaspi came about, showing you that the information in Owaspi came from the heavenly records, filed by the gods and their successors. And I'm going to leave it out on this. God's first book, chapter 28, verse 1 through 3, God said, be wise, O man, in the words of thy God. My records come not up out of the ground, nor from the books of mortals. Verse 2, I open my heavenly libraries and find my living sons and daughters who once trod the earth. Verse 3, their light I recast down again to mortals in a stream of fire, and lo, my words are rewritten. So here God reveals that his records do not come from mortals, but the libraries in the heavenly kingdoms. So when people understand that Owaspy was channeled, automatic writing, that's coming from the spirit world directly. And the information itself came from the heavenly records through the lords and the Lord gods and through God under the commandment of the Creator, because it was time for man to know these things. And he who receive it shall receive it. He who don't receive it will not receive it. And it's no different than the time of Yahshua. When Yahshua came with his testimony, it was no different than how it is now with Owaspy. And with that, I'd like to say peace and blessings and catch you on the next documentary called What Are the Grades and Rates of Angels and Mortals? Shalom.
Oh, wee. Shout out to my brother Selah Shalom, man. Look, 13-minute documentary, real quick, real easy to understand. It really, and look, y'all, that video is 12 years old. If he even started revamping some of these videos, can you imagine? You know what I mean? Especially with all the, you know, all the AI you can use to like design charts and thumbnails, and man, if he even revamped half of his playlist, man, that stuff mess around and be beyond viral. See, like mess around, and be on an international talk show or something by week's end or something. I'm telling you, you dig? So there's a lot of information, very, very easy to apply, practical. And again, the gang's still cooking. It really ain't no comparison, to be honest with you. But and that's because we stand with Creator. That's it. You dig? With us, that's what it is. And we got the fortitude to stand against the world. If the world is against Creator, then the world is our enemy. That's how we gonna stand. We gonna rock. It don't matter who on the other side or what. So what? Right? And in the end, guess what? All y'all gonna be over this way. We all gonna be on the same side, praising and uplifting the glory of the Creator to make us suns, moons, and stars. You did. If y'all got some understanding today, y'all go ahead and drop a 4,000 in the chat. All praises to the great spirit to make us suns, moons, and stars. The mighty and great I am, that always was, is, and never shall be. Whose magnitude is incomprehensible and whose presence is everywhere. Your brother Malaki Macabee back on the windows. Next time, family. We do part 4 until this today. Part 4 Wednesday. Right back at it. Right back at it. You dig? I'm back for the side order. Ooh-wee. I see y'all. Okay. Yeah, excellent day to get outside and do something good for somebody, man. So make sure y'all do good. But also be, circumspect about who you doing it for. Because you could do something good for someone and they turn around and harm somebody. So love, light, and all that good stuff in between. It's your little brother Malaki Macabee. Once again, all praises to the great spirit, creator of the God maker. And shout out to the haters, jaw jackers, and naysayers. Yeah. You know, y'all, to credit, y'all. You bring them, we raise.